everybody. I just wanted to preface this episode with a little apology. We had a lot of audio issues with this episode with Discord, where people were going in and out. There was some robot voicing. There were some microphones clipping for some reason. I don't know. But it took me a really long time to fix a lot of the issues. You may hear some things where people cut out real quickly or just weird things. And for that, I apologize. The next episode, we're going to try something a little different to fix these issues, because there has been some issues since the very beginning, which I'm sure people have been listening are very well aware of. But thank you for listening, and I hope you continue to listen. There you go. Episode 6 of the Video Games podcast. A podcast where we discuss video-related games and games-related news. My name is Jimmy Gang, and I'm joined by Paul McBride.
It's happening.
Mike Gibson.
Hello.
And special guest Seth Bellegarde once again.
I'm back.
Yes, he is. No Jason this week. He left us to the wolves, as they say. He asked if he could be excused to watch the big fight tonight. And I said, okay. So I asked Seth to be back, and he more than happily obliged. How is everybody?
There's a fight tonight?
Mm-hmm.
What? Who's winning?
It's Mayweather versus McGregor, right? Is that what it is?
It is.
Yeah, it's
Mayweather.
the old. Wait, I can't be.
The MMA versus boxing champion or something?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who do you think's going to win? Who do you think's going to win?
What kind of match is it?
You don't challenge.
I don't know what kind of match it is.
Tournament. It is a normal boxing rules match. So the professional MMA fighter is coming into Mayweather's home turf.
I'm going to say Mayweather then.
Yeah. I mean, you don't come into a guy's kitchen and expect to win. That's just,
what if he cheats?
Don't do it. Well, if he at any point uses his feet, any type of grapple, anything related to MMA outside of boxing rules, he's automatically disqualified.
Well, they
have to stick to boxing rules.
Mixed martial arts assumes that he learned boxing as well, I'm sure.
Right, but I mean, is the idea that reflexes are hard to untrain? And...
What if his manager comes down and distracts the referee long enough for him to get like a cheap shot in?
I would say
I'm going with the pocket sand.
I think John Cena is going to win this match.
I can't see that.
I would say it's predetermined, but these guys have the two biggest egos on the planet. So I just don't see that
it's not
anybody's been paid to take a fall.
It's not predetermined.
It's going to be real fun.
Okay. When's it happen? Tonight?
Tonight. The night that we are recording.
In like an hour and a half.
Is it?
Why is the first result for who won who won the Vietnam War?
Oh, dear Lord.
I mean, people are really...
Well, that's actually a really tough question to answer.
Right now.
Not really. We lost. There you go. We did.
Vietnam makes bad games. That's all I wanted to say.
I mean, all Call of Duties where it's old guns are bad games. So
no, well, Vietnam, it's not a good. It's just not.
World War II shooters.
It's not a very fun war.
Oh boy,
I need a good fun war.
Well, I did also want to mention that we have a new YouTube channel for video games. And Mike and I also have Mixer channels that we started streaming at occasionally. If you search video games into YouTube, it's the first result. So it's much better than trying to find my personal channel. And the Mixer channels are mixer.com/Kanaku and link43130 respectively.
I really should have changed mine to LT Gray.
LT Gray, so we could co-stream as Kanaku and LT Gray.
LT Gray, yeah,
that would be pretty good. All of the old podcasts are up on the YouTube channel already, and I have one of our full unedited streams for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds and one of our chicken dinner matches. By the time this podcast goes up, there's going to be another chicken dinner match and also a vehicle highlight video I've been working on. I just finished
Lots of flips.
Just finished it. Lots of cool, neat car tricks.
Check it out. If you want tips for how to drive,
pro PUBG driving,
mm-hmm.
then you got to check out that video on the Video Games YouTube channel. And yes, I stream occasionally right now, just whenever I'm playing anything really. But we will at a later date be having official nights for streams. But we do not
come watch us be bad at video games.
Yeah, come watch us be bad at video games. It's great. But it would be a couple nights a week when we get that settled out. Mike, you took a trip, didn't you, recently?
I did take a trip.
Where did you go?
I took a trip right down to the beautiful city of Indianapolis, Indiana, home of some trains and a lot of hotels. And the reason I went, GenCon.
GenCon. Wait. GenCon? Is this a convention about Paul's girlfriend?
No. It's called GenCon because it's short for Geneva Convention because nerds are weird.
Okay.
And Gary Gygax thought it'd be really funny to name his wargaming convention after the Geneva Convention.
Wait, was that really started by Gygax?
That was really started by Gygax back in Wisconsin, I think.
I had no idea.
GenCon is short for Geneva Convention because he was they were at some place that was near like a Lake Geneva, and he thought that was just a funny name. But it was basically originally a wargaming, and that morphed into RPGs when Gygax got way bigger into those. Convention that nowadays is like the largest. I believe it might be the largest board game convention in the world. If not, it's definitely the largest one in North America.
Well, it's not just board games, though, right? There's a lot of tabletop stuff.
Right. It's board games, card games, it's RPGs, it's LARPing, it's there were a couple of I walked by a booth that was just a couch and a TV hooked up to a Twitch stream.
Okay.
I have no idea what they were selling, but
you should tell me. You should have texted me. I would have turned it on and see what they were showing.
But people were way into the idea of sitting on a couch, so there were definitely people checking out that booth.
If you don't mind me asking, did you see a booth for obscure reference gaming?
I did not, which is less to say that they weren't there, and more to say that there were over 3,000 exhibitors.
Oh wow!
I knew he was there. I just didn't know if you had seen him.
Who is obscure reference gaming?
It's a friend of mine from 11 who has started producing his own board games. It's Overlords of Infamy. Their first board game just recently got out of Kickstarter, and it's being pretty successful, and he was there. That's why I was asking.
That's cool.
He was my Link Shell leader from 11, and we've stayed friends. He just is getting his feet in the door to the board gaming world.
That's cool.
Yeah, I wish I'd done it. I got and said hi.
So what kind of things did you do at Gen Con?
I played a lot of role-playing games and board games.
Okay.
For example, I purchased the new board game Codenames Duet, a 2-player cooperative version of the hit party game Codenames. I also played Mountains of Madness, a cooperative game where people pretend like they have insanities.
Okay.
I played a bunch of role-playing games, which were really fun, except everyone hated them because they didn't like the fact that the first thing the GM did was give us a feelings chart to explain how our characters were feeling during the game.
Did you see on Reddit, I guess somebody posted a big thing from Gen Con about a 16-hour RPG they played, where I guess at the very end of the game, they had to make a DC 15 check on catching like the orb that would end the game or something like that.
They had dropped an orb and needed to pick it back up, or they would lose.
I thought it was flying through the air, and he had to make a saving throw to catch it.
Yeah, they needed an orb to close the door or to close a gate. They went to close the gate and basically dropped the orb and had to make a DC 15 acrobatics check to save it.
And then they made this plaque with the ending story and put that die on 15 on the bottom. That was really cool looking.
It was a really cool plaque.
Yeah. Did you see it in person? Did they make it there or just
No, I only saw that afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah,
that was cool.
This year's Gen Con sold out, which people estimate means there were probably about 70,000 attendees there for the 4 days.
Wow.
It was insanity. There were a ton of people, and they all wanted to trample other people to get board games quicker.
Well, that's just conventions in general.
No, people don't buy board games at other conventions.
Sans the board games. That's
exactly.
Just conventions.
Everyone
in
loves
general.
to trample.
Yes.
No, they do this cool thing called Card Holla, where I want to say up until Saturday, you can go and they give you just a bunch of playing cards or Magic the Gathering cards or Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and you just make little card houses and stuff on this like sectioned off part of the convention center.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Saturday, they have a big auction for the highest bidder, and all the money goes to charity, and whoever gets the highest bid basically gets to be the first person to throw stones at Card
Mm-hmm.
and then everyone basically gets to just throw quarters at all the houses of cards to destroy everything.
That's cool.
It's really cool.
At a big LAN party, my buddy John and I went to a couple years. It's called Million Man LAN down in Kentucky. And they do like a duct tape contest every year. It changes. The theme changes every year. When we went, one was who could build the what was it? It was something about suspending in air. I think it was like who could build something out of duct tape that would drop from like 3 stories up and stay in the air the longest.
Yeah.
The year after that, I think it was the second year. The second year you had to build a catapult out of duct tape. And it's all 100% duct tape. There's nothing else. You can't use anything else. It was really cool. There was one of the things for this suspension. Some guy just made this giant disc out of duct tape.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. The catapults, there were some pretty good ones. The one we made actually wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
It doesn't help that we had a real engineer with us, John. So, but yeah, it's the stuff like that's really cool.
Yeah,
this isn't the first year you've went, right? You've gone several years.
No, this is my third year.
Third year.
Going. This is the 50th year for the convention as a whole, which is why they sold out, and they were making a big deal about we made it to 50. Hooray!
So they don't normally sell out.
No, I want to say this is the first year they've sold out.
Okay.
They have been growing every year, so they were on track to sell it at some point, anyways. But
growing, didn't they have it in the Colts stadium?
Yes. So to give you an idea, when this convention first launched in Milwaukee or Wisconsin, wherever it originally was, it was essentially just in a community center. It was basically a one or two room building. This year it was in the entirety of the Indianapolis Convention Center. It was on the Colts football stadium as well as all of the rooms underneath the stadium. It was in 6 or 7 connected hotels.
Wow.
And then unofficial events were basically everywhere around downtown. And all the like restaurants and stuff in the area always like go big into the like geek culture, nerd culture stuff when GenCon's in town. Like it was not unusual to just walk into a restaurant downtown and see 4 tables all with like board games just fucking set out with people sitting around eating and just playing games.
Wow.
It was kind of really cool.
How much are tickets to this thing?
The 4-day badges are $90, I think, if you get them
terrible.
before like June, and then they are $100 if you don't.
Only a $10 discount? Wow.
Yeah. But it's a cool experience. I'm probably going to go again next year unless something crazy happens, because I really like the atmosphere.
The scale you're talking about sounds like it's bigger than any of the PAXs, and
yeah, no, it's huge. Like
it sounds like it's almost even bigger than Comic-Con. I mean, my God, in terms of just size.
In terms of size, totally. Like it didn't really hit me, I think, how big this year was until I was walking through basically the big opening to walk out onto the Colts football field, and I looked up at all the jumbotrons were basically all just slideshows of pictures taken from from previous year's events, and I realized that the entire football field was basically covered with tables for playing board games, except for one small section near the 50-yard line where they had rebuilt and like entirely the size of the original building they had the convention in originally, and they had dedicated that as a sort of like museum to Gary Gygax and D&D and just the history of GenCon and stuff, and it was kind of crazy to see just how small it was before and how big it is now.
That's crazy. Do you think it'll be the same size next year, or was it just special because it was 50th?
My guess is it was special because it was the 50th. I don't think it's going to sell out again. But the year before, they still hit like 65,000 attendees. So
fuck me, man.
Yeah.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, the show's big. It's cool.
Is it the only convention you go to, or do you go to
Pretty
others?
much. So. PAX is launching PAX Unplugged this year in Philadelphia.
Oh, that's not too far away from you.
And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I just got back from GenCon. It's 2 months away. Do I really want to go do another board game convention? Kind of, because even if the convention is dog shit, I can go check out Philadelphia because I've never been.
No, yeah, that's true. You can see that bell.
I can go look at a bell and see it's cracked and be like, "Fix the bell, please."
It's been a long time. I don't know why what's taking them so long.
I know. I can go look into these cheesesteaks I've heard so much about.
Yeah, I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna laugh when there's no cheesesteaks in Philadelphia.
I'll cry.
That would be really funny.
I can discover. I guess that was Boston where they did the tea thing, huh?
Yeah, he fucked up.
Oh well. I'll learn more about America's history there.
Yeah.
See how many Confederate flags I can bring.
God. Anyway, this is a video game podcast.
Yes. Oh, to tie GenCon into video games real quick, I'll say one thing that I wanted to see, but I didn't really get to do my demo. There was this thing called Weave. The website for it, I believe, is weave.game, if you want them hot top level domain names.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the idea is you get a tarot card or a deck of tarot cards that all have this unique design on them and aren't like part of an actual, like the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot or whatever. But it'll have stuff like the river or whatever, just other, like one-word things to kind of evoke imagery.
Yeah.
And you deal out 3 cards, and I want to say you scan those cards with an app on your phone, and that will give the GM a pre-generated setting, a pre-generated problem or conflict that's driving the plot forward, as well as just some general ideas for a setting. And then when you make characters, everyone also has an app on their phone, which you'd scan 2 cards, I believe, and that gives you a general idea of a character personality and some traits you might have if you're having difficulty coming up with your own character. And I thought that was a really cool, unique way to tie the tabletop stuff in with the technology and shit as we go forward. Sort of like a Jackbox, but for tabletop role-playing.
So it's kind of just an enhancing experience.
Right. That's the way it looked. They're launching this year in November at PAX Unplugged. And I only got to watch a couple of the recorded demos at GenCon this year because of timing and schedule conflicts, but it looked really cool and I wanted to check it out.
That's cool. Not really my thing, but that sounds really cool. Regardless.
Not yet. You're coming up for Christmas sometime.
No. Cross my fingers. But as always, guests go first. So Seth, what have you been playing?
I've been playing the new Hearthstone expansion and some PUBG with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Hearthstone recently had a new. I didn't even expect it. It's not like it was a full expansion, but it was a new series of cards that came out along with a new solo adventure. And the solo adventure is if you've played WoW, it was basically Wrath of the Lich King's expansion. You go through and have to fight all the bosses from the Lich King raid in Hearthstone as opponents that you play cards against. And it's been pretty good. I like the aspect. Each one of the heroes has been given a Lich King version of their hero that gives them new hero powers, new abilities, come into the game effects, and it's pretty neat. I'm enjoying the new expansion, especially over the last one that came out.
So expansion, I'm guessing that's just new cards and new storyboards to play against.
Right. Each time an expansion rolls in that game, normally they take some of the older cards out and put newer cards in.
Oh, they take away cards.
Right. The standard is always updating. It's 2 years plus the current year.
What if you own those cards?
You get to keep them, but they are then considered wild, and you have to play a special type of game to be able to use them. It's made so that people that have been playing for years that have these really good decks don't stomp on people that are coming in new and don't have access to all the older cards. It keeps things current, and people don't have to learn. Each time a new set comes out, the strategies change. They add new abilities and things like that. So you're learning new strategies with each set that comes out. So instead of having to learn all the sets, you only have to learn the 2 recent years sets. And I think it's a good way to do it instead of having it to where just the people who've been playing the longest completely dirt roll the other people.
But they do have like a playlist that people who do have all the cards can go use every card, right?
It's called Wild.
Okay.
You play Standard, which is the standard is 2 years plus the current year, and then Wild is every card in the game.
And I'm guessing there's a lot of cards you just can't get anymore, period.
Right. Once it becomes Wild, you cannot get it anymore.
Do they ever bring any back?
Not that they haven't yet.
Okay.
Like, you can still craft the cards, but you cannot open a pack and get them for free.
Okay. And you say craft the card. What does that mean?
Okay, every card is worth a certain amount of dust. If you get duplicates or cards that you don't need for a hero you don't play or something, you can dust a card, turn it into dust, and then you can use that dust to make cards that you do need for the classes you do play. It's normally about a 4-to-1 ratio. 4 commons is what it would take to make a common. 4 legendaries dusted is what it would take to make a legendary. So it takes a lot of getting rid of cards to be able to afford to make new cards, but at least it is a way to, you're not completely wasting if you get cards that you're not going to play with.
That's cool. How long have you been playing that game?
Off and on since launch. I've played it since it first came out, but I'll take big breaks because I'll get annoyed. There's always a certain meta that comes in that people stick to a certain type of deck. In the last expansion, I'm so glad it got taken out of standard. There was this guy, if you had no cards in your deck, no copies in your deck, when he came on the field, he fully healed your character. So people would play these decks where they burn their own HP down, get him on the field. Then there are cards that return minions to your hand. So they would just keep burning their own HP, not worrying about it, to attack you and then heal themselves. And it's not that it was unbeatable. It's just really annoying, and I just stopped playing for a little while when that was the meta and things like that.
I see. I've heard it's good. I'm not into card games personally, but everyone I know who plays it has a really good time with it.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the more popular online card games, because I've tried the Yu-Gi-Oh! Online, I've tried the Magic the Gathering online, and there are people there playing them, but it definitely doesn't seem like it's got the community that Hearthstone has built.
I think a lot of people play Magic. They're very, what's the phrase I'm trying to think here?
Rude.
Traditional, I guess. They don't want to move to the online stuff.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing like playing a card game, holding your deck in your hand and sitting down and playing a card game. But the thing about that is you have to have people, like, I would love to play more board games, but I have nobody to play with. So I moved to things online. And that's where Hearthstone is the nice thing. It's on my phone. That's why I play it so much. It's with me when I'm sitting in a doctor's office or something. I can flip on, play a game of Hearthstone, and nothing lost. That's what I like about it over other things.
Are the matches quick? I mean, you mentioned like sitting in the doctor's office.
Yeah, I mean, you have 30 cards. There'll be matches that you're done by the time. If you're playing a rush deck, I've seen rush decks kill people by turn 3. So,
wow.
Like, if you play a certain type of deck, you can kill people really fast. Certain decks, I prefer to play a style called Control, where your object is to keep them to have no minions, you have minions, and it's a lengthy game. Your whole purpose is to wear them out. And that's the type of deck I prefer. I'm not really good at a rush deck, but it's all about preference.
Have you been playing anything else besides that in PUBG?
I mean, Final Fantasy 14, but we've talked about that for. We don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, we've talked enough about
just
that
so
game.
y'all know, nothing has changed.
Right, nothing ever changes.
Going.
Nothing ever changes.
Have you beat 4 yet? Extreme or whatever the hard one's called?
No, I have not. I've beat 1 through 3. I have not beat Savage 4 yet. We've had some absentee issues in our raid group, so there's that. But I mean, I log on to raid. I log off. I'm done for the week. It's getting tiring. I'm having trouble even going back to raid, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah. Well, when you play a game that's exactly the same for so many years at this point,
right,
it kind of wears on you.
It's so bad that I'm not a FPS style player, and have migrated towards PUBG to play with y'all simply because I'm not having fun with 14. And that's not good when you're making people play games that they really didn't want to play in the first place, just because you can't keep content enough to keep people playing your game. Right. But
here we are.
Now, that's the world we live in.
Well, PUBG, we've been playing that. All of us have been playing that together. Yeah, which has been a lot of fun. We have some video online of that, which I mentioned earlier. But
yeah, we do car stunts.
Paul, so why don't you take a break from Civ 6?
What?
And tell us what you've been playing this month besides Civ 6 at the moment.
I'm getting some Civ 6 in right.
All
this thrilling board game talk has just really got my. I mean, it basically is a.
It's yeah.
But it's good.
No.
Well, I've been playing Overwatch because I hate myself. I picked up Horizon again, briefly.
How long did you say you played it for?
I played it for approximately an hour and a half. Okay. It had been like a month and a half since I played it, so the first while I did some trials in there just to try to remember how the game works.
Is it the first time you played it since your trip?
Yeah.
Oh. Does that speak for the game or you?
It's me. Don't take the game. Don't blame the game for my sin.
Okay.
Blame the player, not the game.
Exactly.
There's been some Overwatch changes. Speaking of Overwatch,
that's a big deal.
Are we gonna do that right now? I mean, we might as well. It's why you've been playing.
Roadhog is viable again.
No, he's not.
No, this is all PTR still too. Everything we're going to talk about has not actually gone live.
That's true. Everything's being tested. Mercy is a cold-hearted killer.
I'm assuming was the Fist out last time we recorded?
Yes.
Had he just come out?
Yes.
You didn't hate him. He didn't ruin your life yet.
He didn't cause me to want to go buy a gun.
Oh, you get so mad.
Yeah. Why would a fist man want you to buy a gun? Shouldn't you get boxing gloves?
No.
Well, theoretically,
guns should. You want to use it on myself.
Oh, he's saving the trouble.
Yes.
Yeah. So
because if he's just going to turn the corner and kill me immediately every time we play a game anyway, might as well just save some time. And he's gonna kill me through a wall. And he's gonna kill me from across the map,
or through a car, or around a sign.
Anything.
He's gonna kill you by punching the air next to you. They're addressing some of that with the hitbox for that attack.
I will believe it when I fucking see it.
I've played the PTR.
Yeah, PTR has 2 changes. One to his hitbox size, and his air dash is shorter than his ground dash now.
Oh, is it?
Okay, that's
People aren't sure if that's an unintended change because PTR is full of bugs right now, or if that's an
PTR is real
change
fucked up
that they
right
just
now.
didn't announce. But apparently, right now it's 5 meters shorter right now in the air than it is on the ground.
Good.
If he punches, you mean?
Yeah, if he does his charge punch in the air, he can only go 15 meters instead of 20.
Can he still run uppercut and then smash like halfway across the map?
Probably.
Oh, I thought you were saying they nerfed that.
No, he's talking about literally charging the punch and the launching.
If he gets in there and kills somebody, he needs to fucking pay for it.
Well,
if he's gonna
gets
one-shot
shields.
kill anybody with that fucking move,
right.
But-
He should be one-shot killing people that are out of position by themselves. That should be his thing. Not killing people in the middle of their team and then getting away without dying.
well, he shouldn't be one-shot killing people. Period. Because apparently, I thought that they were very against
I don't know. Everyone's
combos that killed people immediately because they took it away from Roadhog.
But I mean, Widow
you
kills
know.
people immediately. Widow one-shot kills people.
Widow's a headshot hit scan. She's the sniper. She'd be
Right.
useless.
Right. Well, if his punch didn't kill people,
His punch takes no fucking skill. At least the Widowmakers were rewarded for playing well.
right? It should be dangerous to punch into a group of
Hanzo is an anomaly.
people. The old scatter arrow.
Are they all... No, just the random fucking Sconzo arrows.
All
We
the
already
above.
deal with Hanzo. We can't add another frustrating, horrible ass character
No skill, piece
to
of
the
garbage
list.
hero.
Yes,
Well, it's too late for that
but
because Mercy has been changed.
The PTR changes. Have you seen the Reaper update?
They changed Reaper's name to Mercy.
No, that's
Oh.
not what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
Oh boy, you haven't.
So you
seen
haven't
this.
seen this?
The Reaper change?
Yes. When Reaper dies and you shoot his corpse,
The sit-ups?
he starts doing sit-ups.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So good.
You can't kill a ghost.
May walls now produce ice out of the ether, allowing you to slip down into the ether and die.
Oh,
Did you see that?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't. Is she falling through her ice walls now?
Anyone who's on the ice wall falls through it. So if the ice wall,
Man, how did they fuck the PTR up so bad?
I think they tried to push too many changes.
Isn't there
Normally
something wrong with Genji too?
Yeah, Genji's deflect isn't working correctly. If you shoot at him while he's deflecting and then stop shooting before his deflect is over, it just cancels out the animation and you can go back to shooting him.
Wow. That's awesome. maybe that's as intended.
As intended.
I don't think so. It'd be nice. It'd be fun if it was, but
Mercy
is strong now.
is a man.
Don't need to res
Unstoppable.
anymore.
Wow.
She doesn't need her team.
All right,
No.
Paul, give me a rundown on the changes for Mercy.
Oh, good. I get to say things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they took away Mercy's ultimate.
Well,
And
they
they
didn't
made
take
it-
away an
they-
ultimate.
They took Mercy's ultimate and they decided it wasn't that good, so they just gave it to her as a regular ability.
But it's not the same.
It's not the same. It's on a 30-second cooldown and it's a one target res. And, it's
really short range.
really short range, and you have to be looking at the person. You can't just
Mhm.
use it. Or whatever. So there's that, which
Mhm.
seems crazy to be able to get a teammate up every 30 seconds.
With how close you have to be to him, and 30 seconds is a lot longer than you think it is.
I know it's not going to be that big of a game changer because if you have if you're losing a team fight, you're going to lose more than one person, and one person coming back probably won't. I don't know. It could swing it. I don't know. I just feel like
it could swing things, but I mean, so can like Zenyatta's Discord orb, or you know.
I don't.
There-
That's
I
on
think-
the same
I think-
level as
I
bringing a
don't-
DPS back or a tank.
I don't know. It's different.
Like
I
if
don't
you're
know.
riding, like
I don't think that's a bad change. I think giving her one resurrect, short range, 30 seconds. I think that's fine.
it's okay. It makes her better for sure.
Yes.
because it's just another ability
Mhm.
she never had. Like it's
Her
it's good.
ultimate, on the other hand,
Her ultimate. So they replaced her old ultimate. So resurrect is gone. She was nerfed. She's no longer got any invincibility frames in the game.
right?
She cannot be unstoppable.
And when she resurrects,
least not
she doesn't
technically.
go invincible either.
Right, exactly. So she is never invincible now, except for she has a new mode called Valkyrie mode, which is her ultimate. And in it, you might as well be invincible. So Mercy, when she activates, it gets 20 seconds of God mode, where she becomes the spectator camera. She can go up.
fly.
She can fly straight up, down, left, right, forward, back. She can go wherever she
She just
wants.
moves wherever you move.
You can actually make it. I watched somebody make it from the first point, like from where you leave on Dorado from the spawn, all the way to the end of Dorado. They flew the
Wow.
entire length of the map.
Isn't it?
And
it's
that's a
20,
payload
It's 20
map.
seconds, right?
It's 20 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So you can fly, which is pretty crazy. It's fun. It's a good time. I think it's
It
cool.
is fun.
I don't think that's necessarily totally broken. It is. I can't imagine how hard it'll be to kill her in that.
I don't think the flying is the thing that needs nerfed.
No. It's a piece of the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
So in addition to that, her resurrect comes off cooldown immediately. It means she could res somebody, alt, and then res somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Resurrect turns into a 10-second cooldown, which means she'll get 2 more off during the duration of her ultimate. If she bothers to try to resurrect it. Because
right.
she doesn't need to.
No.
Because what does her gun's power upgrade actually look like? Like, do you know
so
what the
it increases
numbers are?
It doesn't increase the damage.
Does it increase the firing speed?
Increases this firing speed.
Wait, did she get changed again? Because in the video where they announced it on the PTR, they said it did both.
Oh, right. Jeff did say it did both. It does. It increases the damage and the rate of fire. So it's
I don't know by how much.
It's a double damage increase, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's unlimited ammo, no reloading. So it's just fire, no stop.
Right. So that's if you want to do the Battle Mercy thing.
That's the only you should be using that ultimate in the current form.
Fucking ridiculous. And then it also makes her beams now like triple in length, maybe like it's ridiculous.
It's
ridiculous.
It's long, yeah. And they chain
to nearby allies. So if your whole team is kind of grouped up close together, you can give them all. They can give them all an Orisa ult. Basically, you can damage boost your whole team.
Or you can give them all a Zenyatta ult.
Or a really powerful fucking like Lucio heal.
Right.
Or whatever. So, yeah.
Well, it's not quite drop. Yeah, it'd be like Lucio's Amp It Up.
Yeah.
Only for 20 seconds straight non.
Mm-hmm.
To the whole team.
Really hard to kill.
Yeah, it'd make the whole team really hard to kill. But again, that's if you decide that it's not worth just killing. Because, I mean, why do that when you can just kill the entire enemy team yourself?
You can just fly to each of them and murder them individually.
Yep.
Feel like I'm still missing something.
And you get powered up by fucking Nana. And you become death.
Death herself.
Destroyer of worlds.
Yes.
And also competitive rank.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
But there's no way that's going live.
There's a lot of mercies in deathmatch.
There's no way that's going live.
I hope it goes live and they say this is the new Roadhog. And they just changed his name.
In the
lore, aren't Roadhog and Mercy together as a couple?
Mm-hmm. That's why they call them Mercy Hogs.
I think it's Mercy and Genji.
Who?
Genju.
You mean Gonzo?
Hanji?
Hanji.
Gonzo. No, it's Gonzo.
Gonzo. Yeah,
Gonzo.
Gonzo's the dada.
When do you think Gonzo is going to be in the game?
He's the next hero coming out.
Do you think when the match is over and he leaves, he says, "I'm Gonzo"?
He starts and ends every match by saying, "I'm Gonzo."
Oh God. Oh man. So Mike, what have you been playing?
Oh, I haven't been playing a lot because I was in another city for a weekend, and that apparently ate all my time to play video games. But I did play some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of a little indie darling by this company called Square called Kingdom Hearts?
Never.
Well, okay. So imagine a world.
I've heard of it.
Oh, you have heard of it. Perfect.
Don't lie. Don't lie.
So you know all about the Mickey Mouse.
Who?
And his clubs.
And his Keyblade.
Are we talking about Club
liked
66?
It, 15 years ago when the games came out, we've been waiting for 3 cents.
You mean you really liked it when you were a little kid and didn't know any better?
No, I still would. I cannot wait for 3. That's
15 years ago.
You're gonna have
Seth
to
be 45.
15 years ago, Seth would have been like 3.
Oh shit!
I would have been 13, thank you. Because today marks the 15th anniversary of Final Fantasy 11, and I started it at 13, so that makes sense.
But no, so Square put out a remake of that for PS4, and that pushed me to go play the game on PS2.
Okay.
As intended.
Mickey Mouse is in it, but I haven't met him yet. I found Riku and Titus. I don't know. There's a lot of Final Fantasy characters in this game that I don't recognize because I've played very few Final Fantasy games.
Because we've talked about before, you haven't played very many.
Yeah, instead of playing Final Fantasy VI, I was playing Kingdom Hearts.
That adds up.
Yeah. It's okay, though, because I met Hercules, and Hades was there, and he sounded like the guy from the TV show that I remember.
What, Hercules?
Yeah. He was like...
Did he sing a song?
No. He mostly yelled and then said, "Don't fight this thing, it's too strong." And then we fought it anyways while he carried an unconscious Cloud back out of the arena.
Well, have you been playing any fun games?
Fun games. Ooh, let's see. What's a fun game I've been playing?
I wasn't done telling you about my game. I'm a little bit of...
Which game? Overwatch?
No, the other game I played.
What other game?
What other game did you play?
I played Nidhogg 2.
Is that a fun game?
Well, you didn't say.
You didn't give me a chance.
Oh my gosh. You said you played one day of Horizon and Overwatch.
Yeah, that's all I got to say before you cut me off. You're so rude.
Nope.
Check the tape.
I will.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Well, anyways, I played Nidhogg
2. Yep. As we have now interrupted Mike.
Yeah, fuck my game.
What do you do in Nidhogg 2?
Oh, Mike wants to know. You're so nice. I feel bad about the thing I said.
It was mean.
It was. Bad. Bad person.
Nidhogg 2 is bad? Is that what you said?
Nidhogg 2 is actually very, very fun. It's definitely not a game I'd play by myself.
But you'd have to like Nidhogg 1, I'm guessing.
You would. Do you have opinions on Nidhogg 1?
I didn't think it was bad, but I didn't particularly enjoy it.
Okay, well, I'm going to put this out there. If you didn't like Nidhogg 1, you're going to be a huge nope, you're not going to like Nidhogg 2.
Okay.
It's
Nidhogg 1, that was the one in Dragon's Area in Final Fantasy 11. Dropped the E-body. that Nidhogg.
Man, those 11 deep cuts, I don't understand.
Is that a
or
deep
was
cut?
Nidhogg 2 was the one in Final Fantasy 14?
No, Nidhogg 2 would be the one in the sequel, Final Fantasy 14.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, so Nidhogg's a 2D game where you square off. The original one, I think you were pretty much all basically fencers. It was kind of like this old, almost Atari-esque aesthetic.
Yeah, you only had fence and swords, and you were an 8-bit boy.
Yeah, and the objective was just to get... You have to murder the other person, and then you would need to get like
3 screens over.
3 screens over, and then a giant worm eats you, and that's
the Nidhogg.
That's you winning. That's you won if that happens.
The Nidhogg eats you, and you go to Nidhogg heaven.
Yeah, so you basically just have to kill the other person to get priority, meaning that the screen will scroll the way you're running. If they kill you, priority switches back to the other player, and it scrolls the other way, and that's the whole game. There's 3 levels of attack: high, medium, and low, and you can throw your sword if you want to, but then you won't have a sword, so you better hope you kill them.
I thought the whole thing was you had to keep throwing your sword and shit. Isn't that what it was? I can't remember.
No, you could throw it if you wanted to, but you didn't have to. You could keep it to stab people and shit.
Could you? I can't remember.
Yeah, if you're really good, you could. Someone throws it at you, you just block it, and you fucking stab them because they don't have a sword anymore.
I remember we played it a little bit together.
Yeah. So Nidhogg 2 is kind of the same. It's same idea. Everything I've said so far is still true about Nidhogg 2, except Nidhogg 2 adds in new weapons, and it changes the aesthetic to kind of a... I don't even know. It's almost not like
Genesis, kind of.
Yeah, it looks like boogers.
Really?
Like something like
sprites.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not the right person to ask about old school stuff, but
it's a weird, bubbly, ugly,
earthworm gem,
earthy
kinda.
booger man vibe.
It looks gross. It looks totally not like something I would enjoy.
Right.
And appearance wise, I don't enjoy it. I think it looks terrible. But
the pretension is rising.
It's not No, I feel like pretentious would be enjoying old games. Like games were better when I was young.
You're a graphics snob.
Well, I don't like the style. I just don't like this. But anyways, they add new weapons along with the aesthetic change. They add new weapons.
What weapons?
instead of just a fencing sword, you get a dagger, you get like a broadsword, and there's a bow. And then the fencing sword is there too. So the fencing sword you can hold at low, medium, or high. The broadsword is just high or low. Dagger, low. I think it's low, medium, and then the bow is just a bow. And it's kind of like it's cool because you don't know what you're going to spawn with. Every time you die, you spawn with a different weapon.
Oh,
you're not sure what you're going to spawn with, and the different weapons have advantages and disadvantages.
Wait, is that true? I thought it went through a list.
I think it cycles, but you can turn them on and off. And also, I never figured out what the. I mean, I guess it's probably. You don't really have a lot of time to think. It's a pretty hectic game.
Very fast.
And I only played it for a while, so like I can't.
I have a question about Nidhogg 2.
Yes, sir.
Nidhogg 1 was local multiplayer only. Is Nidhogg 2 the same?
No, there's online multiplayer.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, there's online multiplayer. Local multiplayer is definitely probably. I mean, I didn't try online, but to me, that'd be the way to play it because you're screaming at each other and like it just turns into a mess, which is great.
There's been way too many games that are only local multiplayer coming out lately in 2017.
Yeah. I wouldn't say lately. It's been a thing since 2014.
It's getting old. Like
yeah, I mean, like Towerfall was a big deal for that, and
Overcooked.
Networking is hard, man.
I'm sure that's
what was that one game I wanted to play?
Halo 3.
That Russian game.
Tales of Symphonia.
No, it was a beat 'em up. It was a Russian beat 'em up game. Like Mother Russia Bleeds. That's what it was. It looked really cool, but couldn't play it.
Well, good news. Nidhogg 2 you can play online. Pick it up PS4.
Nah.
What? Wait, you got it on PS4?
I did because that was more conducive to the atmosphere.
Okay.
Whoa.
Sorry, I might buy it. I'll probably buy it on PC as well when it goes on. Sure.
Oh, look at you!
Come on,
so nice. You bought it twice.
I just told you for my birthday. I went on Amazon and tried to find things to buy from. I've got all this money. I don't know what to do with it all.
Yeah, that's what you just told us about your birthday.
In case anyone's wondering, it was my birthday, Reese.
So, well, you're fake.
Send your gifts.
Fake. Don't send anything to him.
Send over 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
His birthday's in March. I don't know why he does this every year.
Washington D.C.
But
30316.
Okay.
All right, Mike. What were you playing again?
So I forgot. Nidhogg 2, I think I was playing.
No, that was me.
Oh.
You said you played Kingdom Hearts.
No, I played Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, was that a different game?
Yeah, this one has Mickey Mouse in it.
No, that's the same.
The one you're thinking about has Minnie Mouse in it.
Oh, damn it.
Actually,
Get them mixed
in
up.
This one too. Mickey Mouse is a king in this game.
He was a king of something in my game, too.
I need a shower after this conversation. Oh boy. I played a little game called Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight, you say?
Yeah, maybe you've heard of it.
Maybe I've played it.
So, Hollow Knight, a cool little 2D kickstarted Metroidvania game where you play a bug boy going around getting powers to open doors, to get more powers, to beat the boss. Boy, I hate the fucking map system in that game.
Really?
Oh my god, I hate the map system in that game.
What did you hate about it?
I hated the fact that you had to find the dude to buy the map, give me the ability to buy parchment, since I already have to buy a quill, so that I can just draw my own maps if I have to before I find him, and just have him like give me, like turn him into the map stations from Super Metroid, where he gives you areas he's been to, but let you make your own maps. I think that's cooler. Don't make it so that you have to sacrifice one of your combat badge pins to see where you are on the map at all ever. Would have been a nice change. Like, I get it, they're going for something stylistically there, but
I mean,
at least tell me what room I'm in, even if not where exactly I am in the room.
That would have been nice. Seeing what room you would have been in would have been a nice addition there, at least.
And then some minor stuff that just kind of frustrated me was and this happens near the end, so no spoilers, nothing specific, but one of the zones changes about halfway through, or maybe even a little further into the game, and it suddenly blocks off a bunch of routes that, according to your map, aren't blocked off. And I don't believe the map ever updates to reflect this, so you just have to memorize, oh, right, I can't go this way anymore because it dead ends.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was kind of annoying because I kept going through that area to navigate around because there's a lot of backtracking in this game.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's Metroidvania.
Totally. And it was like, oh, your map is just wrong here and you can never change it now. And it was like, cool, great. I guess I got to go all the way back to the other side of this zone to get the one path that now connects back to where I need to actually go.
They reward you for remembering.
They reward you by wasting your time if you don't remember. Your reward is to not be punished.
That's right.
But no, it was a cool little game. I definitely recommend it for people who are into those styles, like that style of game, the Metroidvania. It's got multiple endings, even if they're not that different from each other. It's nice to have a reason to kind of go back and see different things. And I guess they just recently put out a boss DLC, and they're probably putting out some more stuff later, I'd imagine. So I might go back to that.
Wait, is this an addition to the Dream DLC that they put out?
That's the Dream DLC is what I was talking about. I'm assuming there's going to be more because it's a Kickstarter game, so it means there's always going to be more content later.
I believe they've said that there's more coming. Yes.
Right, because I believe the Kickstarter hit a stretch goal for an additional playable character, which is currently not in the game. So,
yeah, it's a different mode where you can play as. I think I can't remember if it's a different mode where you can just play as a different character, or if there's actually going to be multiplayer involved.
Right.
I can't remember.
But I'd always just look at this the way I looked at Shovel Knight, which is, it's a Kickstarter game that made a ton of money and had a bunch of stretch goals, so expect to see more news on this game over the next 3 years as they finally hit all the goals they were supposed to hit.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that shit takes time. At least they got the game out in a finished state.
Like, yeah, no shade intended there.
And what's there is, like, the actual gameplay is super polished. Everything felt really good.
Yeah, there was
whenever there was an issue, it was me, not the game.
Right,
it was me going somewhere I shouldn't have been, trying to fight a boss I know I shouldn't have fought yet, but wanted to try anyway. Or it was me trying to get somewhere without using one of the upgrades I should get later. Like, like whenever there was an issue, it was totally on me just trying to fucking cheese shit.
Right.
Everything feels really, really good.
The game does have that Dark Souls-esque mechanic where if you die, all the money you're holding turns into an angry ghost that you have to kill and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which was
the semi roguelike type deal.
Right. And that was interesting, except for this happened maybe once or twice in my playthrough where I would just be wandering around because the map doesn't update until you find a safe spot. So even if you are like mapping out new rooms in an area you have a map for, you have to find a safe spot to like actually put them on the map. Mm-hmm. And so I would just be wandering around looking for stuff, being in complete nowhere land on my map, and then oops, I accidentally walked in on a boss. And I've got all my gems set up for exploring, not for combat, and now I'm dead. I better go back up to the surface and summon my ghost so I can get all my money back so I can go back and actually fight the boss.
Yeah.
Stuff like that was kind of annoying, but it was like, whatever. I put up with it because, like you said, the gameplay itself was fine.
Putting up with it, I think, is a bit much to say. I mean, that's just... By design, those type of games are like that. Like, you're allowed to stumble into places you probably shouldn't go.
Right, but typically they don't have the added penalty of, you just lost all the money you needed to buy that other thing you're saving up for.
No, but money wasn't very hard to get in that game either.
Right, that's why I said. That's why I put up with it. Because it was like, even if I lose this ghost, it's not that big a deal. I'll be annoyed. But the game itself was definitely worth playing. And I enjoyed my time with it, but just some minor nitpicky things with it.
I think some added things I would like to say about the game. It's probably my favorite game I've played this year.
Gaudy all years, baby.
Right now, as of this moment, if I had to vote, that would probably get my vote. I thought the art and the music worked very well with each other. Maybe not my top soundtrack of the year, but like
sure.
In terms of how well it fit with the aesthetic and the art style, it's probably the most well made, I think.
Sure, it felt really well together. I didn't like the art style. I didn't care for the everyone has bugs thing going, but it definitely set the tone and the atmosphere nicely.
I really liked the way you customized your character with the different upgrades and all of the little different things the little different builds you could make with all those little attachments. I thought that was really cool. The story I thought was fine, and I thought there was enough there to make you want to dig and find a little more. But it didn't. It's not the main reason you're in that type of game, and it didn't overpower anything. And I
was gonna say, not interesting enough that you went and sold all those statues and things that give you more lore stuff.
No, but it made me want to get the real ending of the game. Like it interested me enough to want to look up a few things as I was going that I knew I probably wouldn't get to into the game type deal. I thought it was cool. That's about it, I think. Without getting spoilerly. Yeah, whatever.
Speaking
really cool
of
game, play it.
That are really cool and that you should play, and that are full of spoilers, you beat Nier Automata.
I did beat Nier. I played and beat Nier in the time between the last podcast and this podcast.
So what do you think of 2017's Game of the Year, Nier Automata?
What do I think of 2017's possible Game of the Year? Because right now I thought it was a really good game, but that's not my vote. There were some things I wasn't a huge fan of. I didn't think the story was particularly special.
The story is great.
I think you built it up too much in my head talking about it.
I think you did yourself a disservice by playing in Japanese. If for no reason other than
the first 1.5 playthroughs.
Well,
and even still, I know the whole story now, and I don't.
Do you know the whole story?
Maybe I don't know. I mean, maybe not. But
do you want to just go into spoilers?
Yeah, let's do it. So right now, we're going to switch into spoilers for Nier Automata. And I'm going to put in the description when we stop talking about spoilers for Nier. So if that's something you don't have to clap. But if you care about spoilers, look in the description for the podcast, and there'll be a timestamp to when to come back, and we're not talking about spoilers anymore.
Jump forward to 38 minutes and 45 seconds.
Don't do that. Okay, because that would be going back now.
Oh no.
Anyway, Nier Automata spoilers. So where should we begin with this?
Okay, number 1. How come the Japanese pod sounds like a fucking deep ass crazy beard boy?
Well, there's 2 of them. The one's a lower, that's B2s, and one's a higher pitch, that's 9Ss.
Yeah, it was weird.
But like you were saying,
Robos.
I did miss some things because I did the final playthrough in Japanese, and they started flashing those text boxes real quick.
Shit comes at you fast.
Yeah, and during fights, there were definitely some things I missed, which going back and watching YouTube videos, I filled myself back in on. So I'm fairly certain I don't think I missed a whole lot. There were just some details I missed on. Like I misunderstood originally from the ending conversation that 2B was 2E.
Yes. Oh man, you missed that?
Kinda.
Oh, that's one of the biggest reveals.
No, I understood everything about it, just the actual naming. I didn't see them. I couldn't tell if they were when I was playing it. I couldn't tell if they were naming 2B 2E or 9S 2E because he would bring about the end of everything. It just flashed too quickly there for me. But yeah, I understood that they had built a thing in where she kills him every time.
Yes. The part realizing when he introduces himself to 2B and goes, "Oh, well, some people call me 9s," and then realizing at the end of the playthrough 1 and 2 when she's crying over the fact that she thinks he's dead, she calls him 9s, and you're like, oh, the some people that call him 9s is just 2B, and he's only got fragments of memories of working with her because of the numerous times he's had his memory wiped over and over.
Can you really
again.
infer that though? I mean,
100%.
he has other Android friends that you don't meet because you don't see the whole thing.
100%, because they say that he always works alone.
But just because you work alone doesn't mean you only talk to yourself. I mean, you go back to the station and you have people.
And you saw how the operator interacts with him. Like the only person that's warm, quote unquote warm with 9S is 2B, and then that one scanner for the side quest where he calls him Nines as well.
That's assuming that the actual timelines start at the same time the game starts every time, though. I don't think they do. I think we're just jumping in at that point.
I don't believe that's true, but that's because of, and this is one of the things that's like, this is a valid complaint with this game, is that much like Nier 1, there is a stage play that's canonical. There are like several short stories that take place before this that are canonical. There's a radio play, I believe, that is canonical, where they kind of go into, like, the stage play is basically all about A2's backstory, and they touch on this a little bit. The short stories, I believe, are about, I want to say there's a short story about one of the robot sections, like one of the robot groups.
I watched the video on A2's backstory as well. So I know all about that.
But yeah, you sent me a message at one point about how you said that it feels like 9S is the main character, and it 100% feels like to me that this game is 9S as the main character. Like
definitely,
like all three of them.
Once playthrough 2 started, 100%. Like it even kind of feels that way during playthrough 1. A hair.
Yeah, a little bit. There's
just kind of it just solidifies it in playthrough 2. Because he's the only one starting to like put things like, oh, I've seen this already. 2B isn't saying any of that kind of shit.
Right.
2B just seems to be falling back into her role every time.
Because she's doing what's safe, even though, like, she doesn't want to kill 9S every time.
Right.
So she knows that
they've put into the situation where she has
so
to.
many times.
Well, she also has to with what happens at the end every time. Like it's not just that, oh, you're overriding me to do this. It's they've put the situation where she does have to.
Yeah, she does have to. The stuff
if you play that game and you just do the first ending,
I cannot imagine. So many people have said that they got to that first ending and then stopped because they had seen enough of the game. And that's not even, you're not like the thing that...
And you know what? That's the game's fault.
Totally. That's the thing that I cannot believe Yoko Taro continues to call them endings for that.
Yeah.
Like it made sense in Nier 1. Because in Nier 1, you got an ending, you played through again, you started halfway through the game, and now all the cutscenes where the enemies were talking had subtitles so you could understand them. But otherwise, it was exactly the same.
This game is
different. Like
a lot of people have problems with games that require multiple playthroughs, though.
They do.
Totally.
Like a lot of people want it one and done.
For the most part, it's warranted. I think there's so many games out there. It's hard to commit to a game that you've quote unquote beaten in your head.
Totally. That's why I hate the fact that they call them endings and playthroughs, because I would say one playthrough of Nier Automata is getting to ending E.
One playthrough is getting to ending E?
I would say one playthrough is you start at the beginning of the game, and then the playthrough ends when you get to ending E. Whether or not you choose to do the choice at the end, that's beside the thing. But I think until you've seen ending E, you haven't done the full Nier Automata experience.
Well, full experience, yes, but I think if you get ending D, ending C or D, I think you can say that is a full playthrough.
I guess. I mean,
ending E is going the extra length to see the real deal.
Okay, if someone told me I stopped at ending D or I stopped at ending C, I'd be like, okay, cool. You have seen enough. The story has given you a satisfying conclusion.
C, D, and E is well. Here's the thing: C, D, and E are all possibilities of the true ending of that game.
Well, no, because you can only get E after you've done both C and D.
I understand that, but C and D are like actual endings. Like there's no more cycle.
I mean, not technically, because the whole point with ending E is the whole meta narrative of breaking out of the cycle where, like, because ending E is where the game gets incredibly meta, and it no longer becomes, oh, the machines are using the androids to kind of fuel their own evolution, and the machines are split up into these different packs, and this is the story that's going on, and the machines are constantly doing this loop over and over again. Ending E is the pods contacting you, the player, and saying, do you want something good to happen to these characters for once? If so, you have to help us break out of this entire cycle.
But I think yes, but ending, which one ending is it? I mean, both of them break the tower, and so in a sense kind of make it so the cycle can't happen exactly the same anymore.
But the idea there, I believe, this is my interpretation of it, is that the cycle ends, but those characters are still where they're at because the cycle is over, except for the cycle of, well, now you've got the chapter select unlocked. Now you've got the debug menu unlocked. So now you can constantly take those characters and put them back in time to do
that goes into my point, though, because you have chapter select. They're not throwing you into the cycle anymore.
No. That's where the meta is. Because that's the meta.
It is meta, but at the same time, you still, I don't know.
Because the only way you truly break free out of that cycle is you complete ending E, you delete your save, so you no longer have.
But after ending C and D, who's restarting the cycle at that point?
Square Enix. That's why you literally fight Square Enix to win. That's where they put out a DLC with the final bosses.
But that just jumps the shark at that point. That's why I'm saying ending C and D are real endings.
I mean, ending A, B, C, and D are real endings under those contexts, but I still say a full playthrough is from A to E.
It still felt like ending C and D broke the cycle, and that was them ending it. To me, it was just a bad end. That was why they give you the option ending E. Do you want something good to happen?
Right. Do you want the true ending E?
I'm not arguing it's not the true ending, but I still think ending C and D's are true. They are endings to the game. They're just bad endings. Where A and B aren't endings at all.
I mean, like I said, you can end at A. I think it's bad. You shouldn't stop at A. I can understand why some people would. I wish that they had clarified and not said that ending A was an ending or ending B was an ending, and that they had, or if they had maybe changed up ending B a little bit, or playthrough B a bit more.
I would have liked to have seen more differences in ending and the whole entire playthrough B. I think that would have helped a lot of people.
That's probably the weakest part, I think, with the Nier Automata experience, is that playthrough B doesn't get different enough until near the end of it.
Till near the end, yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, like, if you were going to platinum it on PS4, what ending is required?
C or D, because then you can just buy the rest of the trophies.
Yeah.
Well, then I feel like
that's a bad point to make on that, because they just make it so you can buy achievements in that game.
Yeah, literally after you get to play through C or D, a vendor goes, "Do you want this achievement? Give me 200,000 in-game money."
Yeah.
And you go, "Oh, okay." Because the developer was like, the developer said that they wanted to put interesting achievements in, but they didn't want players to become frustrated with the game trying to complete challenges they couldn't complete. So they wanted to give everyone a way to get all the achievements.
I mean, you still have to work for it. That's a lot of money per achievement. So, I mean, you'll be farming a lot. But
now, is this the game that when I was watching the reviews, they said that it was the Japanese version of Horizon, basically? In the scope of how good the game was compared to the American version or Horizon at the time?
No, that was probably Zelda.
No, there was a Japanese exclusive game that came out around the same time as Horizon.
Well, this wasn't a Japanese exclusive.
That's what they said when I was watching this video game stream. It might have been. I know it was a Japanese exclusive game that they compared to. Oh, Nier's bad?
No,
both are bad. They're bad. Neither one fits your description.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know why I thought it was this game, but the game I'm talking about said the play style was even similar to Horizon. And from what y'all said of Nier, it doesn't sound like it's even plays remotely similar.
I haven't played Horizon, but that seems more
maybe what you heard was Neo is the. Are you confusing the words Horizon with Dark Souls?
No, I don't think I am.
Hold on, say them out loud and just make sure you know which one you're saying. I don't know.
Dark Souls.
Where did you see this?
Horizon Demon Souls.
Horizon Demon Souls. So where did you see this, Seth?
When Horizon first came out and I was asking you about it, I was Googling videos for it and it was just some guys talking about it and other games that had come at the time. And it was definitely a Eastern style game that they said was exclusive to Japanese or Korea, something like that they considered to be on par as in ratings wise with Horizon, but for that community.
Maybe China released a game called Horizon New.
I thought, yeah, I mean, there's not. First of all, there's not a whole lot of games that are Japanese exclusive anymore.
I'm gonna get on the Google and see if I can find.
Are you sure you weren't getting it mixed up with the Daft Punk song?
I mean,
there you go. I
have no idea.
I have a legitimate question
about Daft Punk or the Nier.
No, it's about Nier.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many of the alternate ending?
So Nier in total has 27, endings if you buy the DLC.
I thought it was 26.
27.
Oh, DLC.
The DLC adds one. DLC adds one.
What letter do they use for that?
Sigma, I think.
Oh fuck!
It's a weird triangle with squiggles inside.
I love the naming on their DLC too.
Yes.
I can't think of what it is off the top of my head, but it's really good.
0308. No, it's 030.
It's like D3 DLC 3.
Yeah, because it's basically
something weird. Yeah,
it's because it's just this is the number of costumes, this is the number of weapons, this is the number of arenas, this is how much it costs, and this is when it came out.
It's an entire acronym for all of those things.
Right.
It's good. But,
3C, 3C, 1D, 11, 9, 44, 09, 27 is the name of that DLC.
God.
So obvious.
Right.
Short for 3 costumes, 3 Coliseums. I forgot what the D is, and then it's.
You know what the D is.
Don't forget about the D.
Never forget about the D, baby. Sorry, what is your question about Nier? I will stop.
My question is: Did either of you take time to do any of those, like on purpose?
I mean, I did a few of them.
I did one on purpose, and then just looked up the rest. I did a couple on accident, but.
Did you do all of them, or did you?
I didn't do all of them. I looked up all of them. I watched them all on YouTube.
I mean, seeing what they were, they're totally just YouTubeable.
Do they all have little video?
They are like 3 or 4 sentences of text and then a very quick credit scroll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so
it's usually you fucking everything up or dying in some way.
So here's an example, Jimmy, that you didn't get. So the robots have a self-destruct built in. Narratively, and
is this where you turn off the self-destruct?
No. So if you click in both your sticks, if you're playing on a controller, that's what you self-destruct. And if you're out on the earth, it doesn't kill you.
I didn't know that.
It blows off your skirt. If you're playing as 2B, it blows off your pants.
Seriously?
If you're playing as 9S,
of course it does.
Why did you tell me about this?
I thought you knew.
No.
So it blows that stuff off, but then you're still playing with 1 health, and you can go heal and stuff, and it's fine. One of the places you could go in this game is your outer space bunker.
Oh no.
And it turns out if you blow up in the space bunker, you can't live anymore. So one of the endings you can get is to just, while you're walking around the space bunker, click in self-destruct, blow up, and you get 4 sentences of text about how 2B or 9S, depending on who you're playing as, decided they couldn't take life anymore and decided to take out everyone with them, and the entire Yorha project was destroyed when the space station was detonated from the inside, and then it flashes the credits backwards very quickly, and then you load a save.
There, from the ones I know and the ones I did, there's some really good ones. There's one to where if you're an explorer, you're gonna find out in the very beginning of playthrough 2.
Yes, if you go left instead of right,
there's a bridge you can lower. There's like controls and everything. You lower the bridge, and if you go across the bridge, it says 9S has abandoned his post and he's gone off to explore, something like that.
Yeah, he's run off to explore the other parts of the world.
And then there's one involving a fish where they explicitly warn you that it kills androids.
Yes, eating this fish will kill androids, and you are right next to a save station when they give it to you.
Can you test this fish for me? I've heard it kills androids, but I mean, it's up to you. And then you eat it and you die and credits roll.
Yep.
Okay, so that I don't sound like a complete idiot from my earlier, Horizon and Nier released within 5 days of each other, and the post that was talking about the similarities was talking about in lifetime sales they had both reached milestones of over 200,000 at the time, which is what they were referring to, and the similarities that they were referring to was that you killed robots in both. So that
makes more sense.
That's
post-apocalyptic.
Right.
Yeah, Nier is totally post-apocalyptic.
Yes.
So, yes,
very much so.
The review that I had watched that compared the two of them. I thought it was Nier.
Because all the humans are dead.
Yeah, so Jimmy, Nier 1, you kill all the humans.
Right.
You end that game by ending humanity. So when you start Nier Automata, and the first thing they say is that you get a message from mankind on the moon that we need to take back Earth, anyone who played Nier 1 goes, no, they're fucking not. People aren't up there. This ain't fucking real.
I kept wanting to call that when I would think about it, I don't know why, but the genophage is the first word that kept coming up, and I'm like, that's fucking Mass Effect.
Oh, genophage.
What's the word they had for it? There was when they were trying to save humanity.
The Black Scroll, was that it?
No, it was some like process. They had like a weird name for it.
Where
they were with the what?
The Gestalt or the replicant?
The Gestalt, that's what it was.
Yeah,
that's
Project
why I
Gestalt.
kept. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was all basically dealt with in the first game, where you play a replicant, which is basically a clone of a human body, so that the soul can live on without being killed by this weird disease caused by a Drakengard god from ending E of Drakengard 1.
That's everything's connected.
It's all fucking connected. So humanity decided the only way to save themselves was to split the soul from the body and have androids in charge of maintaining the bodies while the souls were separate, because if the body died, the soul would have nothing to go back into. And so the Devila and Popula units were created to basically watch over pockets of humanity. And at the end, the true ending of the original Nier, spoilers for the original Nier, your daughter, who was like basically patient zero, says, I'd rather die than kill the replicant version of myself. And so you shut down the program, causing all of humanity becomes now unable to merge their souls back into their bodies.
Dear Lord.
And so all their souls eventually fade away because all their bodies just die off.
Wow.
And then
isn't that the religion of Scientology?
But not only that,
Scientology is weirder than that.
Yeah, it gets weirder than that. But then in that game too, you had to name your you named your character, even though they never called you that by name. They always called you like Nier, I think was actually your name.
That's funny.
To go through with that process, you had to agree to have your name removed from everyone's memory. And so you get an epilogue scene where your party members don't remember you. They remember going on some quest with somebody, but they can't remember the specifics. And if you ever try to name a save file the same name again, it tells you that name doesn't exist in the universe.
Oh wow!
And so you have to come up with a different name for another playthrough. But yeah, so anyone who played Nier 1 goes to play Nier 2, and it's like, oh yeah, humanity's on the moon and they're fine. No, they're not.
Nope.
And oh, hey, Devila and Popula showed up, and the cutscene where they appear is the same cutscene right before their boss fight in Nier 1. So anyone who played Nier 1 sees that, hears the music, and goes, oh shit, they're dead, and I have to fight them again. Oh wait, no, it's a different... Okay, cool, we're good. But it's definitely a moment of, oh shit, is this a boss fight? Okay, no, we're good.
Interesting.
Yeah, I really like that game, especially because the story with the machines of them trying to constantly discover what it means to be human simply by emulating the old like information they have on humanity it's an interesting take that a game like Detroit like so imagine
everything felt very Matrixy to me.
I mean,
you can find a lot of similarities. I mean, even with the machines trying to emulate humanity. I mean, Agent Smith, like
I never watched The Matrix after the first one because it was bad.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far, but
you wouldn't say Matrix 2 and 3 were bad?
No, I thought they were very enjoyable.
You're the first person I've ever heard say that.
They weren't bad movies.
That is 100% true. Seth is now the second.
People are just stupid. Like
everyone says that The Matrix 2 and 3 are bad.
I disagree. I mean, there's things in them. There's things in those movies that are like, come on, but like overall, they're fine.
You're the guy that lets endings ruin things.
And I will say the ending of the third Matrix almost did ruin it for me.
Ruins the entire series.
Almost, but I thought it was fine.
So it's almost bad enough to ruin everything.
It's true. I mean, there's a lot of implication that he's not really dead too. I mean,
there was nothing in 1 or 2 that would have made me stop watching the series at all.
I will say I liked the Animatrix.
I didn't like the Animatrix that much.
Oh, what? There was a guy that ran so fast he broke out.
I really didn't like most of those art. I didn't like most of those art styles.
It was better than the Halo anime.
You're not wrong. That was real bad, but I don't know. There was a lot of things in Nier that reminded me of like the direction of the Matrix, like the cycle, the machines trying to become a little more human. I mean, yeah, it's different, but I don't think it's unique.
It's unique. It's great. And David Cage is going to put out a game.
It's really good.
David Cage is going to put out a game sometime this year or next year, and the story is going to be not as good, and it's going to try to
you
tell
don't
the
know
same
that.
thing. I know David Cage. Come on. I've played
Hard Rain was good.
Hard Rain?
Yeah.
That's not the name of that game.
I know, but that's our inside way of talking about it.
Oh. I never played it.
I don't remember who's the one initially said Hard Rain. Was it Juan?
Juan was the first one.
Okay. Yeah, one of our friends, Juan, called Heavy Rain Hard Rain one time, and that game has forever been known as Hard Rain. but yeah, Heavy Rain was great.
I will say one of the weirder things with Nier Automata is the fact that they censor Jean-Paul's name anytime it's mentioned audibly in dialogue because of a last minute.
Did they?
Mm-hmm. Anytime 9S or 2B says Jean-Paul when referring to the philosopher robot,
yeah,
they bleep it. Not because of any story thing, but within like months of that game coming out, they were terrified that his estate would sue them for not clearing the rights to using his name.
That's funny. I never noticed that.
Yeah, I noticed those bleeps immediately. And was, what the fuck's going on? It's in the text. They didn't bleep the text. They just bleeped the voice. And
I think that's probably why I didn't notice it.
Because it probably doesn't happen.
There's also a really interesting censor in that game as well, with 9S, where the character gets to interpret a 4-letter word.
Yes.
Well, not the player character.
The player interprets.
There's a where Adam, is it Eve?
I think it's Eve.
Eve
at that point. Yeah.
It's Eve because Adam's already dead.
Yeah.
Where Eve is talking to 9S. And he's saying, you just want to 2B, don't
right.
you?
You just want to bleep 2B. And it's
and
4
the player can
asterisks.
interpret it as kill or fuck because of what's going on in the story.
Right. Like I believe the idea is you interpret it initially as, oh, the player, you just want to fuck 2B because of this, like, oh, she's like got such a weird, like weirdly sexual design and this, and it's like, oh, they're like kind of falling in love with each other, blah, blah, blah. And then as you go through playthrough C, you realize, oh no, he's realizing that they've been on so many missions together where she just kills him at the end.
I think even with that, and the fact that even he fought against those 2B clones, I think it's still fuck.
Oh no, it's both for sure. It's for sure. They have a very weird, bad relationship.
Yes, him and on his side only. I mean, it's not her fault.
Right. Like, I mean, she could try to stop it.
She is definitely a very tragic character.
Yes.
9S is as well, but maybe not as much because you can control a little more.
And like I mentioned the first time we talked about this game, the music is beautiful.
Oh yes, the music is fantastic.
So good.
I still stand by my statement. I think tying to it itself to the game and aesthetic, Hollow Knight's music is better.
Probably.
But just in general,
just that music.
Music in general, this game so fucking good.
So fucking good.
It's great. There's 6 hours of it if you want to listen to it on YouTube. If you want to listen to every track of the game, it takes 6 hours.
And you should listen to it and
that's mainly because there's 3 versions of almost every song.
Yes.
But, it's really good. Is there anything else you want to say before we end the spoiler Nier talk?
The only other thing I'd mention in the spoiler section is that Pascal's story is heartbreaking.
Pascal's story it's really good.
It's so heartbreaking. And seeing how you chose to resolve that issue compared to how I chose to resolve it, and seeing what happens when you choose to go the way you did, where you choose. Well, we're doing spoilers, so you can choose. At one point, the character says that they are so overcome with grief.
You should preface it like his entire village of children and people in it.
Yes,
that he's helped move away from the machine network and kind of cultivate human robots, so to speak.
Right. It was
they all die.
Yes, they choose to be pacifists,
and the children kill themselves.
They all die, and then you do a fight outside this room, and you come back in, and all the children have killed themselves. Yes. And it's because Pascal realizes the children killed themselves because Pascal taught them all fear, and they became so afraid of what might happen to them that they just killed themselves.
Yep.
And Pascal is so wrought with emotion, knowing that everything that they tried to do has led to this result, that they ask you to erase their memories.
Well, he gives you 2 options. He says you can either wipe my memory or kill me,
because he cannot live with what has happened. And I believe there's actually a third option there where you can just walk out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
I have to double check, but I think there's a third option where you can just leave, and then I think Pascal kills himself. I think is how that ends. But if you choose to erase his memory, you can go back to his village later with another player character, and he sells weapons and machine parts that are all
in the ending cutscene. He's still there too.
Yeah, that are all from the kids that killed themselves.
Ugh.
So
you can buy the machine cores, the kids' machine cores,
and you can buy 2 machine head fist weapons.
Yeah, I forgot about the weapons.
Yep, and every weapon has a story as you upgrade it, and if you upgrade that weapon to max, the story is basically just these kids saying, "Why, mommy? Why we tried so hard? We're so afraid."
Yep, it's real rough.
It's real fucking rough. I couldn't deal with it. I killed Pascal because I didn't feel it was right to take the pain away and have him live without, or just live without it.
I wiped his memory. I chose to wipe his memory. It's not what I would have chosen. I would have chosen that this isn't my choice. This is yours. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't have forced him into anything. But I chose to wipe it because I was given the prompt, that gray area decision. Mm-hmm. And I felt that it would have been better for him to have another go at it. Like he's still Pascal. He's going to start it over again, and it won't be in this situation. It won't be in the same situation once I finish everything, to where he's going to be dealing with the cycle again. Right. So he'd have more of a chance to start that village for real. That was my thought behind the decision.
And not deep or anything, not thoughtful or meaningful. I loved the story of the Machine Kingdom, where the robots had a king, and they knew that after the king dies, you need to, like, the king's son becomes the next in line. Mm-hmm. But because they're machines, the baby never
I think ages. It was a girl. It was a girl, but they kept calling it a son for some reason.
Right. And the baby just never ages, so they just have their new king is just a baby robot.
A baby robot
for hundreds of years or whatever.
Yep. And they're just watching over it, and like it's not until like a few hundred years where like this thing's not fucking growing. Like,
Right.
what are we gonna do?
He's such a cutie, though.
yeah, he's such a cutie. And that's in game. That's not us making
That's
that
not us.
comment.
That's the robots. Yeah, Nier is an amazing experience that everyone should go through. If you've listened through all the spoiler stuff and you're still not sure if you should play it, play it. If you can't play it, watch it.
After listening to all this, there's not really a whole lot of point in playing it. But okay, I'm gonna end the spoilers here, and you should go play Nier.
Go play Nier.
So, is there any other games that people played you want to talk about? I think that was pretty much all I've played besides the normal Overwatch and PUBG was Nier and Hollow Knight. Oh, Dissidia. Let's mention Dissidia real quick.
Oh yeah, Dissidia is in
the closed beta started.
Mm-hmm.
Both you and me got invites to it.
We've played 3 matches or something.
Let's play a few matches. My comments are that it's not as good as the PSP games.
Whoa.
But it's still fun.
So
why isn't it as good?
So I could be wrong. I don't remember the PSP games very much, but it was a one-on-one like actual fighting game, right, or something similar.
Well, not a fighting.
Well, it was a fighting game.
It wasn't.
It was a 3D fighting game.
Fucking weird.
So
it was unique.
So this game is a 3v3 like team battle game with, and I don't know the name of this genre. It reminds me of the Sega game Virtual On, with is that robot game where you dash around a lot and shoot and do all that crazy shit with the guns.
Dashing around sounds.
Because this game, everyone has a dash meter. You have attacks that build up a bravery counter.
So that's.
I mean, this is no different than.
That's the same.
That's
the same.
Okay.
You build up bravery, and then you use your bravery to attack their HP.
Okay, yeah. So
like that part's no different. Like the fundamental part of it is very similar. The parts that are a little different are the way in which you do those attacks. Like they have the special attacks that are on triangle. Those are kind of new. If I'm not mistaken.
Your weird EX stuff?
The weird EX stuff, that's kind of that's new. That's not the way it was in the other Dissidia games. The other Dissidia games, it was kind of you geared out your character with different abilities, and you could give them certain attacks. It was kind of like you have a vanilla character who can learn certain moves, and you have so many points to allocate passive abilities and actual attacks, and you can upgrade them. But this game, it seems like the only really thing you can mess with are those EX moves, those special moves.
You choose your summon.
You choose your summon, but I'm talking in terms of like your actual character fighting.
I think there's got to be something you can change, because all the characters were like E rank or something on the select screen. They're like, they have a banner for if they're like what their rating is, and every character I highlighted was E rank. And so I'm hoping
it's a little deeper than what it is, what it looks like.
I'm guessing.
I only played it for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, like I said, both of us only played it for a brief period of time, but.
And it's a beta, so not everything is going to be there.
And the tutorial is just a video that plays too fast.
Yeah, I was a little concerned because I on the startup it lets you choose audio and text settings, and I chose Japanese audio with English text.
Oh, mistake! You don't get to hear Squall go.
God. But I pressed that new tutorial, and it's the Warrior of Light speaking in English. I'm like, what the fuck? I just set this to Japanese. I did see that a couple weeks ago they announced that Kane was going to be in the full release, so I'm all on board.
From the Bible?
No, different.
Or from the chicken place?
Oh, you have my attention.
Oh, Paul's back.
Finally, a Dissidia game for Paul.
We got him out of Civ 6 to come back to the podcast for a few minutes.
Oh, that reminds me. Getting Paul out of a game. Paul, I have a question for you about a video game.
Oh, no.
Have you played XCOM 2?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, like a year and a half ago when it came out.
Perfect. You're gonna tell me all sorts of cool things about it because the XCOM 2 expansion, War of the Chosen, comes out Tuesday,
Don't
the
you
week
get to
after
play as
we're
the
recording
aliens?
this. I don't.
Play as aliens in like the multiplayer, but
So the way I believe it works is War of the Chosen introduces 3 factions instead of it just being a global unified resistance, and so you have to like earn favor with the fucking factions. One of the factions, I believe, is a bunch of Advent aliens. Advent being the name of the like, aliens on Earth or whatever that have rebelled essentially, and you can get a hero unit from each faction. So you can, I believe, get a hero unit which is basically an alien on your side.
now are they Advent? Like, are they the humans that have been genetically modified with alien DNA?
That's my question for you, Paul. I've only played 2 hours.
I think
of
I
this game.
saw in the E3 PC Gamer conference. I think they said it's an actual alien.
Okay. Well, I mean, you could argue that the Advent guys are because of how.
No, I mean, but like an actual like one from their faction or whatever. I think so.
That doesn't make any.
I don't remember. I don't.
But yeah,
I could
so
be
you-
misremembering.
But you played this game a year and a half ago when it came out or whatever, right?
I did.
And did you enjoy it?
I did. It was overall it was disappointing. I don't know. Enemy Unknown. So I'm not like an old school XCOM fan, but Enemy Unknown was really good. I
really
into
liked
it.
Enemy Unknown.
Yeah, it was fun, like naming your soldiers and shit, and customizing them, and then watching them die and weeping on the keyboard. Yeah, no, it was fun. Like it was really good. It was very cool. Like the some of the mods for it, like I think it's called Long War.
Yes, Long War and Long War 2 are both
those
mods.
were those were really fun. Like,
Can I tell you my dark secret about XCOM Enemy Within or Enemy Unknown?
you could tell me secrets about either one.
All right, well, cool. Okay, secret number 1, I never bought Enemy Within.
Oh man, Enemy Unknown was good.
Secret number 2, I never finished Enemy Unknown. My furthest playthrough got to the point where I could research PsyOps soldiers, I believe, and then I just stopped for some reason and never came back to it.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, you might have run into what I run into with XCOM 2, which is there's just a little too much going on when you get so deep in. Like, I feel like they add too many different.
But here's my secret number 3. I really liked that broken ass multiplayer mode.
Oh, see, my secret number 1 is that I never played the player mode.
I played that mode probably more than the single player.
I liked the single player because it's that like every play, like it encouraged multiple playthrough. It really encouraged multiple playthrough, and I like games like that.
XCOM 2 didn't have that same fire for you, I'm guessing.
So wait. Hold up.
Yeah.
Hold up.
You enjoy games that encourage multiple playthroughs.
Yeah, like Persona.
But you won't play Nier.
I didn't say I won't play Nier. I haven't played Nier.
Like I said, he was the one who said, "Please excuse me while you spoil this game I want to play."
Yeah, it's true. Did.
Pretty sure you've told me you're not going to play Nier.
I don't know.
Racist.
I've told you
about racist.
I've told you a lot of.
I know, but I'm calling you. I know, but I'm calling you out on it.
Okay, well.
And also, you had Mike spoil it for you before, so I don't want to hear that either.
No, he spoiled like ending E, and I had no context for it. All I knew is
that's it. That's it.
You don't have context. I could spoil. Never mind. Forget it. You can spoil a lot of things, and it doesn't make any sense. You don't know anything about the story. Okay. Anyway,
The
third writer starts with N.
But anyways, back to XCOM 2.
XCOM 2's biggest problem for me was the meta game. Like XCOM has you have the tactical play, which is on the field, like the actual like moving your soldiers around.
The football part.
Yeah, that was fun. Like that was good for both games. I think.
So you liked the timer?
The timer on the
on missions and stuff.
It didn't bother me. It did. I mean, some mission. Not every mission had a timer.
Right, but I know that a lot of people found the timers to be very divisive because they didn't like that they couldn't just Overwatch creep their way up through the maps.
No, it's too fucking bad. The game wants you you can't just the game's giving you a challenge by telling you this is how you have to guess what? You have to play like this. Like you have to it throws a challenge at you and you have to adapt to it. Like adapt.
Is that hidden behind a difficulty? level?
No,
it's basically
structure of the game.
Yeah, the structure of the game is like, hey, you've got 8 turns to complete this objective. If you don't complete this objective, you'll fail the mission.
Like something will blow up or someone will die.
Right.
Something. Like
I don't see why they wouldn't be able to put that behind a difficulty though. I mean, there's a lot of games. There's a lot of people that just want to take their time.
I mean, they could make it longer. I guess.
I will say that this game has Steam Workshop support, and some of the first mods were make the timer longer or get rid of the timer.
Right.
And
okay.
The DLC coming out, this expansion, I believe adds a new like school, like officer training or something that will give you the option to, I'm on the field. This guy is trained such that he can be like, no, calm down. Add 30, like give me 3 more turns on the timer.
Yeah.
Right, and he can basically delay or slow the timer for you and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's I can see why someone would say those aren't fun missions, but I feel like people some people probably like those. I wasn't like super keen on them myself.
I was always the guy in XCOM 1 who would have 3 guys Overwatch and then 1 guy just fucking sprint into the fog of war to unlock as many enemies as I could.
Oh, that guy.
I'm that guy.
Would you literally have someone run, or would you have them do the walk?
No, I would have them run. So you don't get a chance to spot. You go straight in, bitch.
So you'd go orange. Go right to the orange.
Go right to the orange. Find me some full cover and hope the rest of the squad can keep you alive.
And hope that your full cover is facing the right direction.
Yeah, that too.
You have no idea what's around you.
And hope that you don't get mind controlled or any of that other fun shit. Yeah, totally.
Is the multiplayer in this game only 1 versus 1 type deal?
It wasn't XCOM 1. I don't think I've actually touched the multiplayer in XCOM 2. I'm assuming it is.
This is not the kind of game I'd want.
I mean,
personally,
the fun of the multiplayer is getting to play as the completely broken and overpowered aliens, and demolishing people who have tried to build completely broken and overpowered hero teams.
Yeah, no, that's true. The aliens in general have you have to game the AI in ways to beat them because their their health bars, their shields, their fucking How far did you get in XCOM 2 so far? You said 2 hours in.
So in XCOM 2, I'm on playthrough 2.
What's the craziest fucking thing you've seen?
The craziest fucking thing I've seen. I just met the snake women.
Oh,
the boob plates. Trust me, I'm not deep in. So I bought XCOM 2 last week, knowing that I was going to buy War of the Chosen, the DLC, because people kept saying that this is basically like take a wish list of all the complaints people had for the first game or for the initial release. This fixes everything and adds a bunch of other new crazy shit. And I went, oh, okay, I'll go ahead and pick it up now because I like the first game. But I was like, but I haven't played this style of game in so long. I need to get in and get the rust off a little bit. And so my first playthrough ended when I stopped loading the save game because I had 3 squad wipes in a row. And the game said I needed to buy more soldiers, and I didn't have the money to buy more soldiers.
I can't deal with that. I had done I'm a fucking save. I would go back.
But so that happened. I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna start again, and I'm gonna see what happens. And then I started again, and I think I've lost 1 guy. Because now it's like, okay, I'm back in the rhythm of how XCOM is supposed to be played.
Have you met? So I just want to talk about the enemies for a hot second.
Okay, let's talk about the enemies. Tell me about Snake Tits.
Snake Tits doesn't even matter. Snake Tits is not a.
Snake Tits ain't real.
No.
Why'd they give the snake tits?
I don't know. It's a lady snake. They want you to know just by looking at it.
They used to be thin men. Now they're lady snakes.
Yeah, exactly. Same basic thing. Have you met a faceless?
I have not met a faceless yet.
Oh my god.
I don't know what that even. Oh wait, hold on. Is that when the civilians morph into the weird blob boy?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, I have met a faceless.
How'd that go?
Bad the first time, and almost every other time.
It's fucking bullshit.
It's real rough.
Oh my god. It's like the game forces you to play the way you say you play, which is the sprint in.
The sprint in?
Yeah, you run over to a civilian, because there's a lot of missions where you go in and you're trying to rescue all these civilians. And they'll randomly pepper in, there'll be 7 civilians. Mm-hmm. Well, randomly 2 of them might be these blob creatures.
They're blob boys.
But they're disguised as citizens.
They're disguised as man. So you go, I'm here to save you, man.
Right. You've got good view of the area. You've got you've got coverage on it. You know it's safe. So you'll have a character run up and use his action not to go into Overwatch, not to shoot anything, but to talk to the civilian to rescue them, to like extract them. Well, when you go up to it, it transforms into this blob monster, which can, at early parts of the game, like what you're talking about,
you
can one-shot your fucking character, and then it can be it could be someone that you've been like working on. So it's like, Jesus.
The best part too is when you're like, all right, there's 3 civilians here. I'm gonna put you into Overwatch in case one of them turns out to be a blob man who comes and attacks me on the alien turn. And then the aliens go, oh, you put that guy into Overwatch, so I'm gonna have this guy run in front of you to take that shot, so Blob Boy can come one shot you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And then you get real sad.
Yeah, the blobs felt super cheap early on. They get not to be a problem later, but
yeah. But yeah, I'm probably 2.5 hours in this playthrough, and I'm gonna have to delete it to start the expansion.
Okay. Well,
I might like Enemy Within.
I'll play the
I'm gonna try to stream some of that. Jimmy mentioned we're doing streaming. I think when the expansion comes out, that's gonna be the game I stream for.
Are you gonna name your main characters after the representatives of the podcast?
The representatives of I was thinking about it. I had this problem with playthrough 1. I'd spend 45 minutes before each mission customizing all of my soldiers, and they would all die on.
That's
that
not
mission.
a problem. First of all, don't let them die so easy, you son of a bitch.
Well, I gotta run them all up there to get to the bad guys.
Quit playing like that.
They gave me a sword. Am I not supposed to use it?
They're not that expendable. What's wrong with you?
It's only 25 resources to get a new guy.
My playthrough where I beat it, I only lost 1 person the whole playthrough.
That's impossible. Did you have any of the DLC that they put out with that season pass?
You mean like the extra,
like Shin's Last Gift and Alien?
No.
Okay, so I also got that stuff. Shin's Last Gift, Shin being a character from XCOM 1, it has a story mission where you learn about this AI he built that went insane, but also you learn about Sparks, this robot unit you can get. And then if you disable the story, you just get to build Sparks at some point. But it's basically the mech replacement from the first game. And so it's a little robot boy that can shoot guys and runs around but can't heal. So that's kind of cool. And then Alien Hunters is about Dr. Valen, who apparently created a bunch of weird alien hybrids designed to go hunt other aliens, but did a bad job, and now they just hunt you.
Oh, Jesus.
And so the way that DLC works is once you've done the story mission, after you've done the initial mission, anytime you do any other mission in the game at all, one of 3 random mega bosses might just show up in the middle of it. And if you kill the boss, they don't show up anymore. But if you don't kill the boss, they continue to reappear over and over again until you've killed them. And it can be very rough because missions were not designed with those guys in mind, apparently. But to kind of help that out, they give you a bunch of crazy new equipment, including some pretty overpowered like freeze bombs and stuff.
Right. Does this game take place right after the XCOM 1?
50 years, I think. 30 years.
It's not 50 years because there's
there's well, we need to talk about the setup for this game too, by the way.
Yeah, it's based off of the assumption that you, like most people, failed in X.
So yes, XCOM 2 is based on the assumption that you failed. You got bad end. The aliens took over. They've been in charge for a while. The commander, your player character that you never see from the first game, gets captured by the aliens and hooked up to their weird-ass network so that you can use your amazing tactical knowledge to improve the aliens on the field. So the old guy from the first game who was your second in command or whatever, wearing the sweater, busts you out of alien cryo prison so that you can be the cool-ass commander for the humans again instead of for the aliens.
That's the setup.
The whole premise that you're this, and only you can be this tactically brilliant, so the aliens had to kidnap you and hook your brain up to their network. So fucking great. I love it.
Wait. They're assuming you lost.
Yeah, you probably lost.
So why would they want you that bad?
Because they're not smart. It's you. If you go mining for gold, but you stumble into a coal mine, you still get the coal out of it. I think is the idea. They went to Earth looking for cool guys, and instead found this one guy that was kind of okay.
So their whole goal is just to convert humans to their kind.
I don't actually know.
I can tell you what their actual goal is. You're probably not.
That sounds spoily. Yeah.
Not. I mean, it's kind of the countdown for the whole game.
Oh, the Avatar project?
The Avatar project.
Yeah, they're doing something. It's a countdown timer. I haven't. They don't. I don't know what's going on.
I mean, just to be vague about it, they're trying to. The aliens that are like chief alien.
Chief Beef.
Yeah.
Chief. What about the Captain alien?
The Master Chief alien.
The super powerful aliens that are. They're trying to get eternal life essentially for themselves because they're getting too old. And they're not going to live forever. So
they're building a human reaper.
They're kind of.
Oh,
that's kind of what it is.
Got it in one. Thank you, Mass Effect.
Only not gigantic. Yeah, they're trying to make themselves bodies, and they're using combinations of like human DNA and shit to create this perfect body in which they can start.
Wait,
they can kiss each other.
They're trying to create.
So wait. So it's Mass Effect 2?
They're creating.
Not Mass Effect 2. Mass Effect Andromeda.
I don't know.
Spoilers for Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah, the aliens are just trying to create perfect bodies so they can live forever. And
I wouldn't really say it's spoilers. It's just what those aliens do.
Kidnapping humans. Basically, they're just going around abducting humans secretly while they pretend to be a good guy government.
A good guy government, yeah.
And then they do experiments on them to unlock their because obviously humans. I don't know if you've seen pictures of us, but we are.
But we're special.
We're gorgeous.
That might be my least
organisms.
My least favorite sci-fi and fantasy trope might be that humans are special.
Yeah,
like it's the thing that always comes up in like D&D, for example, is that the elves get this, or the half elves get this, or orcs get this. Humans, you get to pick whatever you want because we're so adaptable and versatile. We can do whatever. It's like, no, fuck off.
I mean, what do you want them to do?
That's very common in like sci-fi.
No, totally. Like it's super common. It's just kind of annoying because how common it is. One of my favorite. I don't know if it's a twist on that trope, but it's the sci-fi thing of aliens show up and humans are known throughout all of galactic space because we're like crazy, violent murder assholes. I like that trope. Because then it turns into, it's not humans are special because they're like, we're touched by God or whatever. It's like, nah, we're just a weird fucking race of people that always kill each other, and now we're real good at fucking killing anything.
I mean, that one's good. I think my favorite is the we don't discriminate against fucking everything, so we just spread throughout the galaxy, creating different versions of ourselves.
No reason those can't commingle.
Well, I mean, a lot of them do both. Like,
right.
Yeah, they kill and fuck everything.
And then,
All right. Okay. XCOM 2. Mike's going to stream it.
Near you. Paul's going to watch it.
Yep.
Probably not.
Paul's going to be my commander.
I'm going to give you tips.
Oh, God. That's going to be such an amazing stream. Is you going,
God,
why are you,
really good.
why did you run into half cover? Why did you throw a grenade at yourself?
I'm like, all right, Mike, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have your sniper go into Overwatch over there. I want you to take your 3 Rangers.
My snipers just keep running into pistol range.
And it just has all of them just run in melee combat.
Mike's like, okay, here we go.
Okay, here we go. Run them in.
I'm like, no, Mike, why?
All right, call for evac and go.
Oh, man.
Isn't that what you told me to do? I'm pretty sure I did it exactly how you said.
It's a good idea to keep all your snipers at pistol range, right? For that free pistol shot. They don't need to be at sniper rifle range.
Hey, if you go up the tree, there's some sweet fucking pistol upgrades.
That is true.
There really are. That's neither.
I mean, that's how I play PUBG. Am I doing it wrong?
Actually, you're doing it right. We've got so many chicken dinners, we're doing it right.
Jimmy, when I made you an XCOM 2, I made you.
What was I?
You were a sniper.
You cut out. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, you were a sniper.
Yeah, I remember. I didn't do too well, didn't I?
What was I in XCOM 2?
Oh, no one cares about it.
What was?
You had terrible accuracy though as a sniper, so you tended to switch over to your pistol, and your pistol murder was legitimate.
Okay.
That was the go-to.
At least I was good at something.
Well, whenever I had you set up as a sniper, you just didn't do anything.
That's funny.
You just missed a lot of shots, but no one shot at you because you were too far away.
Yeah, I'm just playing the long game.
You were just focused on murder. You weren't playing the objective. You just wanted to kill things.
Then you made me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's perfect.
Not a team play.
Just murder.
Murder.
All right, well, let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll get into some news that's happened in the past month. We'll be right back.
Join us after this musical interlude.
All right, welcome back to Video Games. We've talked about games. Now let's talk about some game
Videos.
news. Game
news. It's time for the news. Here's the news music.
Anyway, first thing I got here, Steam now has more active players than Xbox Live. Guess what? PC gaming ain't fucking dead.
You don't know that.
Quit trying to say it is.
The Xbox is dead, but PC gaming also died.
Let's see. I pulled some numbers here.
Okay.
Steam currently has 67 million monthly active players.
How many of them only play Dota 2?
That's not
Because they don't count.
That's not important.
The point.
That's not the point. 67 million monthly active players, while Microsoft reported in the previous quarter that Xbox Live had 53 million active members. So, I'd be really curious to see what PS4's numbers are, but Sony never gives that shit.
69 million.
69.
Yeah, because it's the drug number.
Well, I mean, PUBG has sold 8 million copies. So, but it's
Every
also
time
it's on Xbox Live, and I feel like that's been behind the scenes very much dying, and not in terms of like, hey, it's going away, but it's definitely been going down. I personally don't know anyone who plays on an Xbox regularly. I mean, am I in the minority here? I mean,
No,
a lot
I
of
know
people I
one
work
person.
with do. Yeah, it's like the people that were gung ho on the 360 and immediately went, "Oh, I'm gonna get the Xbox One." Of course, it's the next Xbox, without like looking at it and going, "Oh, well, the PS4 is actually probably the better purchase here."
Even a lot of the people that did that, I know, like it didn't take them very long to like, oh, I'm gonna go to get a PS4. Scorpio's coming. Do you think it's going to change anything?
I think Microsoft said that the Scorpio is the fastest selling Xbox pre-order ever.
They did say that, yes.
So maybe.
Hmm.
I don't know how many people
how many
were
of those
pre-ordering
people,
360s after
how
the
many
Xbox.
of those people already own Xboxes though? Like that's the thing.
I mean, if they own Xboxes already, they can sell those to Goodwill, and then people can buy Xboxes from Goodwill for real cheap, and then their fucking player base goes way up.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Well, I don't know about way up. I mean, we'll see. Yeah, but Steam 67 million overtook Xbox Live by quite a bit. That's cool.
Congratulations to Valve. Hopefully, Half-Life 3 will come out.
Oops. About that. So I didn't pull up a lot of specifics about that, but I guess one of the writers for the old Half-Life team came out with one of the possible scripts for Half-Life 2 episode 3.
Yeah, Mark Laidlaw, I believe. He put a thing out called Epistle 3, and basically, much like the title there, did a lot of little tweaks to all the names. For example, this letter is addressed to Dearest Playa, and talks about Gertie Fremont, and other such characters who have had their names slightly tweaked to not be the copywritten character or the trademarked characters from Half-Life. Where he goes on to explain one of the potential scripts for either Half-Life 3 or Half-Life 2 Episode 3.
Well, he released it, and then everyone freaked out.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone thought, okay, this is definitely what they were going to make. But I guess he came out a day later and said there was multiple scripts.
On Twitter, he said that just because there are multiple scripts for Alien that never get made, it doesn't mean that it will never get made, and also it doesn't mean that there's only one script for an Alien. Like, just because they shot the movie Alien, it doesn't mean there's only one script for it. Basically, again, using metaphor to explain that we wrote a ton of scripts, and they still might make a Half-Life 3 at some point. But here's one of the ones that I worked on and wanted people to know about.
I say, who gives a shit?
67,000 million players on Steam.
I care.
No,
I don't understand. I mean, I never found the Half-Life story that great. Like, it was a game that showed off innovation in terms of technology. I never felt the story was very good.
The storytelling at the time was definitely really cool. Like, the stuff with the facial expressions and the quality on the lip syncing and stuff, for sure. I can definitely remember a lot of people like fawning over that stuff.
The character of Alex.
I'm talking about the actual character's story. I never felt it was that great. I'm not taking away from, like, because even that's still more technology stuff. But in terms of actually the story written out, I never really found it that enthralling.
That's good. It's bad to be enthralled. That means you're enslaved.
Right, you're a slave to a story.
Right, and plenty of people are, based off how many people have demanded Half-Life 3. And so I think it's, like, even though he's not with Valve anymore, at least I'm like 90% sure he's not with Valve anymore, I think it's nice that something got out for those people so they can finally have the fucking closure they want.
But then he came out and said it wasn't actually closure.
Well, you can look at it and say, this is the closest thing to closure I'm going to get. Instead of another 6
you get
years
something,
of silence.
I guess.
Right.
Yeah, good for them.
Right.
Whatever.
Better to have table scraps than to starve.
And Paul, did you look at it?
I did not read the...
Because, I mean, I know you actually do like that story.
I do. I'm going to be honest. It's been so long since I played that game that...
Do you even remember
You don't remember a whole lot?
I don't remember a whole...
Did you play... Okay. Did you
fun.
play Half-Life 1?
No.
I didn't think so. Okay.
I started on Half-Life 2.
They did that Half-Life 1 remake. Didn't play that either?
You mean with the Source engine, or what?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, I'm just because I'm the Half-Life person, you know.
True. You really are.
Which is crazy because there's apparently millions of the people out there.
There's dozens of you.
I played Half-Life 2, and I went back to play Half-Life 1 afterwards. They're cool games.
I played part of Half-Life 1. I never beat it though.
I never played the Gearbox expansions for Half-Life 1.
Oh yeah.
That's how Gearbox got their start.
I forgot about that.
Half-Life expansions and porting Half-Life to the PS2.
Did they help with the original Team Fortress?
I don't think so, because that was a mod.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think they.
But
helped with that
it
at all.
eventually got like an actual disc release and everything.
Did it?
I think so. Yeah, because my uncle gave it to me to try out.
You sure you didn't just burn a CD?
It looked like it had real art on it. I mean, maybe I'm misremembering, but maybe not. I won't say assuredly either way.
Anyways, we're probably not the best Half-Life.
No, we're not. I'm not anyway.
I am. Ask me anything about the free man.
Is he free?
According to this script, yes.
I saw people talking about that. The Freeman's free.
He's finally free.
Oh my god. But speaking of shit shows, Shadow of War, the Shadow of Mordor sequel. Isn't that what the first game was called?
Yes, the first game was Shadow of Mordor.
The Shadow of Mordor sequel, Shadow of War.
Should have been called Shadow of War.
Ooh, that's good.
That's a good... Mm-hmm.
That's real good. Or Shadow of... two more shadows.
Still more shadows. What's with all these shadows?
Shadow of War is going to be always online, have microtransactions, and crates.
Oh, finally, I can gamble in my video game.
And guess what? It's a single-player game. So...
Not a good look.
No.
So don't buy that game.
No.
I wouldn't say don't buy it, but I would say don't buy it on day one, maybe.
I'd say buy it on day 0. Pre-order that game. Get your pre-orders in now, because it's flying off the shelves. You never know. Got to make sure you get your copy.
What's the release date on that game? That's soonish, right?
Soon TM.
That's what? Is it going to be? Is it October?
That is October 10th, 2017.
October 10th. So there's no reviews yet. Okay. So yeah, maybe if you're interested in that game, maybe keep a close eye on that stuff.
Do they not understand that most people play online nowadays, and the only time they play single player games alone with nobody else is when they can't be online because the internet or something went out?
That's not true.
Like, I just don't see why I have a single player and it be online only.
You don't understand that?
No.
I mean, I completely understand why. They have so here's why everything ties together. So they have microtransactions and crates that you can buy, and if they make it always online, they can enforce those things. If you make the game offline, people can get around that stuff and do it themselves.
Gotcha. So it's all about the money.
Oh, yes.
Gotcha.
100%.
Not about the gameplay or anything else.
No. That's 100% money related. Okay. They've added these things you can buy, and if they make it so you can just take the game, I mean, this is also, people are going to find ways around playing that game online for sure. But it's going to take a lot of work. For the average gamer, they're not going to do that, and they will be forced to buy these things if they want to skip things like they're promising. I mean, it's very much pay to win. It looks like you're going to get
pay to not play the game.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah,
pay
basically.
to skip the game.
Yeah, I mean, you'll get people for your...
it's random items that you can equip, people for your army, and XP doublers.
Right.
Gotcha.
Okay. So...
Don't agree with it, but I see where you're coming from.
People are going to buy it. And people are going to pay for it. So... Because it gets proven time and time again that's true. But yeah, keep an eye on that if you're interested in that game. We'll see. I haven't played the first one yet. I intend to.
I have it sitting on my desk. It's never been in my PlayStation.
I bought it on Steam sale for $4. So
that's the game where you have to stealth kiss your wife, right?
What?
Yes.
The beginning of that game is you do the stealth kill mechanic, but on your wife, and you kiss her instead of killing her.
Do you press B to pay respects as well?
No, you press X to kiss, I believe.
After you kill her?
It's press X for smooch.
Oh well. No Man's Sky got a new update.
What's in it?
A whole bunch of stuff, actually. They're calling
it
the... I hope so. It might be the patch that gets me to try it out again. So they're calling it the Atlas Rises update. It is the 1.3 patch, and it marks the 1-year anniversary of the game's release. Let's see here. It's getting a slight graphical overhaul. There's some new economy stuff, new conflicts, new missions. They've added the ability for your freighters, the bit from the last major update. They can now travel and navigate systems. I guess before they couldn't really move around very well. I don't know about the details on that. But if they're saying they can now navigate systems, it looks like you probably built one and left it behind. And that sucks. But it looks like they can come with you now. And they also had the ability to make a home base, I think, now, right? So they were probably just big storage containers, basically.
Yeah.
But now they can travel, so that's cool. They've promised 30 hours of story content. So I guess there's more to do with traveling to the center now. Sounds cool, I guess. Nice to have something. You can manipulate the terrain now. It looked kind of like what they promised before when they were showing like the digging and all that before the game came out. It kind of looked, from what I saw in the video, it very much looked like what we did in the Nier. So that's cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. I don't know the extent to which you can do that, but they were very much just tearing shit away from the planet with the beam. They've added stargates to allow travel to any planet. So I'm guessing you have to build one, or maybe they've put one on every planet, and once you activate it, you can go there. I'm not sure. The coolest thing is they finally added low atmosphere flying. So you're not on rails when you're flying on the planet anymore. You can actually fly around.
Nice.
That is a huge deal. That's probably the biggest thing that's led me to want to actually try and play this game again. Because that was one of my biggest complaints, was I hated the fucking on-rails flying on planets. There's one other thing. Yes, so there's multiplayer. Kind of.
Yes.
You can see little lights of people on planets and systems, and it's just other people playing the game. You can't really interact with them
or anything. You just know that up to 16 people are around
but
you.
In an interview, they did imply that this is just the beginning of that. So that it's unclear whether that means there'll be full co-op play eventually, or that just means you'll be able to do more things with those lights. Who knows? Hopefully, at least a full-on like server-based, always online type play where you go into this thing and you start seeing people around playing, like they promised with the original game. But who knows? But very cool. I will probably eventually reinstall that game and try it out again from vanilla. I'll probably just start a new game. I never made it to the center, but after I found out what it was, that was.
Yeah, I found out what happens when you get to the center, and I said, "I'm not playing this anymore."
It wasn't worth the. It was. I think I calculated it out. It was gonna take another like 15 hours of just gathering resources and flying towards the center for me to get there, and I was like, no, not after I learned some of the details on what it was, and then once I found that out, I looked into it a little more, and I was like, nope, okay, done with the game.
Yep.
I won't spoil it here. But it's very underwhelming, at least from the initial release. I don't know if the additional story content they're promising here makes that a little better. I hope they do, because it wasn't good.
No, it was bad.
Yeah, it was real bad. Let's see. Blizzard finally admitted that they were wrong and have gone back with the Battle.net name.
And have changed Mercy. This sounds like... This reads to me like Activision said, hey, we're going to put Destiny 2 on your service. They said, no, fuck you. This is called Blizzard now. It's not Battle.net anymore. It's Blizzard. It's ours. We made it. And then people went, why would you do that? And so they went back to, okay, fine. It's Blizzard Battle.net.
Definitely a combination. People were upset, and the fact that they're going to have more than Blizzard games on there now.
And plus, there was nothing wrong with Battle.net to begin with.
No, Battle.net was very iconic, and it was a very cool name.
Yes. It's a very short URL.
And it was awesome.
Don't fix but now what it's being
called
broken.
Now it's being called BlizzardBattle.net.
Yes.
So they've just combined the two names.
I wonder if Blizzard.battle.net is a website.
I don't know. We'll have to look into that. The developer Monolithsoft. It's not? Okay.
It's not.
Monolithsoft is hiring for a ambitious new project, which they say differs from their brand image.
They made the Xeno game, right?
I want you guys to click on this link I've shared. The Monolithsoft hiring. So I want you guys to look at these images here.
Okay, I'm looking.
And see the concept images. Paul, do you see them?
I'm with you.
You're looking at them?
I'm looking at her.
See the. Are you sure it's a girl? Oh yeah, never mind.
I mean, I see tits.
Yeah, I didn't see that the first time, but okay.
Who does concept art with watercolor?
I don't mind the art. I actually kind of like it.
It's just concept art. But yeah, look at these images. Okay, you know what games they've made in the past.
Kind of. The Xeno Saga people, right? Xenonauts?
Well, here,
what's the game Shulk is from?
I'll pull this up too.
Xenoblade.
That's what I'm thinking of.
They're definitely from that.
Yes, definitely that.
Yeah, they did.
Let's give a list. Xenoblade, Project X, Xenosaga. Apparently, they worked on Smash Brothers.
Dragon Ball Z: Attack of the Saiyans for Nintendo DS.
Dino Crisis, or no?
Yeah,
not Dino Crisis.
Classic.
Day of Crisis.
Oh, Dino Crisis is good. I was like, finally, a game I've played.
But no, just those games in general. Those RPGs. They have said here, it differs from their brand image.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this concept art differs from their brand image?
No, I've played Xenosaga and it's very similar.
I don't understand where they're coming from with that.
Maybe they're going because it's not futuristic.
Maybe you ride the dragon and it's a Panzer Dragoon Orta sequel.
Because all the Xenoblade and
maybe.
Xenosaga and Xenogears, those are all the futuristic.
Well,
Yeah.
So maybe they think going
Xenoblade is fantasy in terms of there's technology there, but it's definitely, swords and armor but anyway, the Chronicles X was very futuristic, but
the Xenosaga.
it's very fantasy as well. Yeah. So I guess they're saying this just because this just looks pure fantasy.
Maybe, or maybe it's just there's more to it than just the look.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to go off with just one picture there as to what they're actually going to do with it.
Layer 2.
Yeah,
I do like the dragon.
You gotta ride the dragon. You have to ride the dragon.
I doubt it.
Chase that dragon.
That's why that statue has wings. It's a game about flying.
I would imagine it's more a matter of killing the dragon.
This isn't going to be fucking. What is it, Panzer Dragoon? No.
That's what I just said. This is going to be a sequel to Panzer Dragoon Orta.
Lawyer 2.
Lawyer 2.
Lawyer 2.
What if they just make a Phoenix Wright game set in a fantasy world?
That would be good.
That'd be good.
That would be really good.
But
they're
I'm just
hiring.
curious.
Go
Does
ahead.
Monolithsoft have anybody working for them? Look what all they need.
Yeah, so they're hiring a bunch of designers. They're hiring programmers, planners, and management support for this title. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe that's why it's different from their brand image, because everyone's coming in as brand new.
Maybe
and it's like, just do whatever you want, I guess.
I mean, they're still finishing Xenoblade Chronicles 2, because that game's still being. It's not out yet. But it does look like it will be coming out because I guess it got a rating in Australia, and that's a pretty good.
Oh wow, it's that close.
I guess it's supposed to come out holiday, I think.
Of 2017.
This year.
No way. No way.
Yes, it's already been pushed back. I think
it's a Switch game. Switch came out in March.
Yeah, it's being slated as coming out this year. And everything's pointing to it being ready, and they're showing a whole lot of that game at each fucking conference it goes to. I just saw a new demo of it from Gamescom, and that game looks really, really far. But I hope it comes out this year. I want to play that game. It wouldn't surprise me if it gets delayed, but I don't think it'll get delayed by.
Would you say graphically it looks a lot like Chronicles X in terms of its fidelity?
Xenoblade Chronicles 2?
Yeah. Don't think it looks.
I think it looks very Xenoblade Chronicles 1.
So it looks like a Wii game, you said.
Oh, wait. Oh.
I'm talking about fidelity.
You were robot side. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's a Switch game. I mean, come on.
It's like two Wii U strapped together.
It's a Switch game that has giant ass environments, so you can't really expect it to be.
It does say Q4 2017. I just feel like August is pretty late in the year to be like, it's coming out later this year.
What do you mean?
There's no release date. There is no release date. It's Q4 2017.
I thought it had a release date in December.
It says it's scheduled for worldwide release in late 2017. Release Q4 2017. It just seems like a weird, like.
You're not wrong.
Anyway, it's not even. So yeah, their new game's gonna be awesome.
I think so. It looks really cool.
No, not this one. The one that they're having a bunch of people that don't work there, man.
No, that one's gonna be bad.
It's got a dragon in it. Only one.
Only one. That's the only dragon ever.
Mm-hmm.
That's why
you kill it, and then the rest. You kill that dragon in the first 5 minutes, and you spend the rest of the game dealing with the ramifications of knowing you genocided an entire species.
Oh no!
Do you think the new game will be compatible with the Vive?
You think what will be compatible with the Vive?
Do you think the new Monolith game will be a VR game?
Listen, your transitions are bad.
But I approve of them, so I'll give you a $200 off coupon.
Oh.
Look at that. HTC Vive is getting a $200 price cut.
Yep.
Did it already happen, or is it coming?
I believe it's already happened.
Okay.
And I believe it is directly in response to the Oculus cut that has like never gone back up, even though they keep saying it's the sale price.
Right, that's been weird. But yeah, the full room scale kit is $599 from the $799 it was before.
Mm-hmm.
So now, which this kind of tells me that maybe the new headsets are going to get announced soonish.
It's possible. I would think so. I am interested to see what they do with the future of these headsets.
It's got to be wireless.
They've got to be backwards compatible.
I don't think that would be hard.
Like if they announce the Vive 2 and stuff will run on that does not run on anything else, that can be super fucked, because the people who have already dropped $800 on you are the people you want to keep with you, because they're your biggest proponents in the audience, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so it feels
wait. Are you saying it should be forwards compatible?
Yeah. So, well, I mean that if they put a new headset out, if the screens are better and shit looks better and runs at a better frame rate, but like not necessarily the frame rate stuff, but like the screens are better, the helmet fits better, the headset tracks better, like that stuff is great. But I don't want to. The thing I wouldn't want to see is they go, and here's a slew of games you can only play on the Vive 2. So if you own the Vive 1, give us $600 to upgrade your headset to the new headset and the new tracking and the new controllers.
I mean, I see what you're saying, but at the same time, I don't want that to. I don't want that to hinder them from innovation. Like,
I don't either, but I don't think the market is at this point large enough to support what would at that point be, because it'll be the iPad problem, where you would want to always you would want your stuff to run on as many devices as you could. So people who were making games would make sure they could run on the Oculus, on the Vive 2, on the Gear VR if they can, on the PSVR if they can, because the number of people who own a VR setup is so small, you need to hit as many of them as you can anyways.
Yeah.
But the bigger thing, and I don't know if you've heard this news, Jimmy, is that HTC seems to be ready and willing to sell off the Vive division entirely.
I did not see that.
They have split off Vive completely, so all their VR stuff is now a separate company that is owned by HTC.
Wow.
And Palmer Luckey of Oculus fame, who no longer is with the company after his comments with regards to the political stuff that happened last year.
Right.
I guess he was posting on the Oculus subreddit joking whether or not he should buy the company Vive from HTC.
That's hilarious.
So HTC might just be getting out of VR completely with this price cut.
That surprises me.
It surprises me too. I see this as them trying to build up the Vive company as a separate entity and then maybe sell that off. But I don't know. I'm glad the price is coming down. VR is an amazing experience that people need to. It's a thing where people say you need to see it to believe it, and it sounds like it's bullshit, and then you see it and you're like, holy shit, this is fucking crazy. And then the software just isn't there to support an $800 headset taking up 3 feet by 3 feet of space in your house.
Right. I'm wondering if what they need to do is create more experiences where you can just sit down. That's
kind of where people have gone. Is most of the stuff at this point coming out for VR doesn't require a large play space. It's standing room, or if you're able to walk like in a 1.5 foot by 1.5 foot area or a 1 foot by 1 foot area to maybe get a little bit more out of it. But most stuff is being designed for you to just stand, because that's all the Oculus can really do well anyways. Because the Oculus can do room scale if you buy 3 more cameras, I think. But at that point...
And you have to buy their controllers.
Right, their motion controllers. Which, for what it's worth, their hand controllers are apparently better than the Vives.
Right.
But then
they also came out like a year later.
They came out later, and the Vive controllers that are coming out now, the knuckle controllers, are apparently better at that than the Oculus controllers were. So
well, I mean that's kind of where we're at though. Like everything coming out is just going to be better.
It's going to get better and better and better. Right.
Yeah.
That's where I want the innovation. I want innovation in how the control input, the way that I can help keep that sense of presence going, not necessarily in the headset unless it's like absolutely necessary. But what the fuck do I know? I'm not an engineer. Maybe you absolutely need to change the screens. And
I mean, the biggest problem with
something.
VR is people getting sick.
Yeah, although I feel like that's the thing where you kind of you get your sea legs, you get your VR legs.
That's when this initially started coming out. That was my hope, like that was just people's bodies aren't used to it.
Mm-hmm.
As we start using it more and more, and it becomes the norm, like it's just not going to bother us anymore, and we can do almost anything with it. Because I mean, people when first-person shooters came out and like GoldenEye, like that era.
I mean, people still get motion
people were getting
sick.
People still get motion sick, but like it was pretty widespread then still.
Totally.
But now is the case where it's very rare, and it's usually in an older person.
Yeah, it's people who aren't used to that style of input.
Just aren't used to it, that it doesn't bother them anymore. And I'm really hoping that's what the VR stuff is. I've been really trying to get my hands on some kind of VR headset so I could start getting acclimated to it. I just haven't yet. I almost picked up that $400 Oculus.
I had $400 set aside for GenCon and almost went, maybe I should get an Oculus, despite already having a Vive set up downstairs.
Right. But
I could have multiplayer.
Paul, you've said this before. You're waiting for the next gen, right?
I'm waiting for the next gen, and I'm waiting for something that makes me, I don't know, something that's going to be more engaging. Because I feel like there's a lot of little experiences that are fun, but nothing. There's no like, this is worth that amount.
Yeah, I understand that. To me, it's totally just. I want to start getting used to it. I know eventually there's going to be something. I want.
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be that game.
Oh no! You broke Jimmy.
Jimmy, what's so funny? You're just talking about Oculus.
Fine, she's asleep.
And Jimmy's broken, guys. So back to the VR.
This is pretty good.
God.
Pretty good.
Holy shit. Do we want to say what just happened here?
I mean, I feel like you need to.
I feel like I have to. Oh my god. So,
I'm waiting for the next gen.
Paul's fake girlfriend. His name Jen.
Why?
Everybody knows.
We all know your real love is the C.
Right.
No, your real love is the PMC.
Yeah.
But Paul's girlfriend's name is Jen. And I told him he was waiting for the next gen. So Mike in our chat says, I wouldn't say I'm waiting for the next gen so loud.
It was pretty good.
That was pretty good. Okay, VR. That's pretty much it for VR. Yeah. We're wait. Some of us are waiting for the next gen. Some want to get acclimated. Probably at this point, I would say wait for the next line of headsets.
It just feels like we're close. I mean,
even $600, it feels like maybe you should wait.
I was really hoping the PS4 headset would be better.
Yes, 100%.
But
because I was considering.
I do have a friend that has it. Have you actually tried it?
No,
it's comfortable.
I've heard that it's really comfortable. It's the most comfortable of all the headsets. But the fact that they're still using the Move controllers.
From what I understand, the PS4 one is really nice if you've never used the other two.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's nothing bad. Like, if that's all you knew, you'd be like, wow, this is sweet.
This is amazing.
I've heard the tracking's real bad.
Well, that's the thing, though. If you've never experienced better tracking,
it's close enough that you don't feel like this is a cool experience. But if you've tried something else, like I said, my friend just got it, and he had an Oculus, one of the
dev kits,
one of the early dev kits, like not the first one, but like the second one or the third
DK2.
One. DK2.
I heard DK2 was pretty close to the.
It's pretty close to release.
I think he had DK2, and he said that it feels kind of similar to DK2 for him, and he just likes the ease of use. He likes to play a lot of racing games, so like. He's excited for Gran Turismo Sport coming out.
Oh, that's perfect for VR, yeah.
Right, and he's super jazzed about that. And then Something else supports it. Project Cars or something. I don't know. And
Does it?
Something. He sent me videos of him enjoying it. And I was like, oh, good for.
That's cool.
Anyway,
moving on. So SNES Classic pre-orders went live, and
they're gone.
That was a mess.
And it's gone.
Yeah, and fuck me. So I saw a lot of this happen live on Twitter the day they started going live everywhere, and Wario64, a very popular Twitter man for dealing with lots of different things like gaming and news and releases and buying cheap things on Amazon, was tweeting when things were going live everywhere. And it looks like everything was lasting maybe 5 minutes max, some places almost instantly online, in terms of getting a pre-order. Some people were able to go to actual in-store places like GameStops and pre-order there. The only people I know who got one were at in-store GameStops.
Right.
There's still the actual release date coming soon.
September 29th, 2017.
September 29th is the actual release date. And I guess you can still get them from some places, like actually walking in and grabbing in stock. But that's going to be a... Oof. So here's the thing I don't understand about this whole fiasco.
Yeah.
I get it's just Nintendo, so a lot of the confusion you can just say it's Nintendo. Here's the thing I don't get. Why are they spending so much fucking money marketing this thing? It's everywhere. I don't get it. They know pre-orders are going to be gone instantly. They know in-store stock's going to be gone instantly. And they know as it comes into stores, at least within, the first few months as they restock a little bit, it's going to be gone instantly. So why are they wasting all this money marketing it?
Are they really marketing it though?
I feel like when I'm online, I see a fucking ad for it every 20, 30 minutes somewhere.
Oh, I don't see ads on the internet.
I do on my phone.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
I guess they have commercial spots on TV, I've heard.
I don't know why Nintendo does anything. Like, I don't know why Nintendo saw how popular the fucking NES Classic was and didn't go, oh, keep making more of those, and then also announce the SNES Classic and then make a bunch of those. Unless it's literally just
well, they did talk that them making that is bleeding into getting Switches made, because there's only so much allocation they can have for the actual production
for sure
warehouses.
But I can only imagine they make more on these things than they do on the Switches.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So a little bit of bleed
that could be that could be a very much pride thing, to where we know there's still a demand for the Switch. We're trying to get as many out as possible.
They also make a lot more money off, like, historically console manufacturers make consoles to make games. The games are where they make all their money. Like, Sony used to sell their consoles at a loss because they're not worried about making money on it. So, like, the Switch will make more money than this thing in the long run. It's a more long-term view.
The PS4 was a loss at launch, I think, wasn't it?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
PS3 was, amazingly.
Yeah, PS3 was, yeah.
Even though it cost $1 million.
Even though it cost $600. That was ridiculous. But yeah, I don't know. Good luck finding one. I know a lot of people want it. A classic game is getting a sequel. Age of Empires 4.
Star Fox 2.
Star Fox 2, yeah. Age of Empires 4 got announced.
Yeah, it's
with a teaser video
that shows absolutely nothing.
Showed absolutely nothing. It went through images of old Empires and old images of the first 3 games and expansions.
Oh, maybe it's just an HD remake.
No, they just did those.
Well, what if they do them again, but this time put a 4 at the end?
Although they didn't do them for 3. Although I get it, 3 probably didn't really need it. 3 still looks all right.
3's great.
3 is fantastic.
Build a bunch of walls.
3 is my favorite.
Advance to the Stone Age.
Walls were not as great.
3 walls were not important in 3.
No, I built them anyways, though.
Because you gotta go through forests.
3 was definitely a more rush style game.
What? 20 minutes, no rush.
Anyways, 4 What do we want to like hypothesize what 4 is going to be, or just?
Yeah, it's going to be a single player hero unit MOBA game because it's being made by Relic.
Oh god!
So here, no, don't even joke.
It's being made by Relic. That's all they know to make now. You've seen Dawn of War 3 and 2.
I actually haven't. So, but yeah, it is being made by Relic, the Dawn of War and Homeworld series,
and Company of
creators.
Heroes.
And Company of Heroes, yes. So it's not being made by the same people who made Age of Empires because that team is gone, long gone. Are Relic the ones that are handling the remasters
For
the Age of Empires, Age of Empires 2?
I don't believe so. They're not listed on the Wikipedia page if they are.
I didn't think they were when I looked them up earlier for their gameography or whatever you would call that.
But what would you be hoping for out of this?
Future.
Do you want it to
It's
go
what we were
from
promised.
Stone Age to now, or Stone
No,
Age
no. So way back in the day, this is right before Age of Empires. It's like right when Age of Empires 3 got announced. In gaming magazines, they put these adverts that showed. Actually, no, this is before Age of Empires 3. This was kind of the first hinting of what Age of Empires 3 would be. Age of Empires 1 and 2, and then 3 would be...
Had Mythology come out at this point?
No, at the time of this ad?
Yeah, like...
probably.
Okay, because there was some future stuff in Mythology.
In the numbered Age games, they had 1 and 2 be the old empires. 3, or the classical empires is the proper term probably. 3 was colonial and imperialism, and then 4 was going to be future / modern, like modern to future type deal. Which
did you play Empire Earth or Empire Earth 2?
I knew of it. I never actually owned it. No.
I had an obsession. It was like Age of Empires, but it was future.
It was future, right?
It started. It was what
they promised as that game,
which
modern
is
to future.
You start in Stone Age and you go all the way. There were like 14 epoch.
Okay, you have Civilization. We don't need to bring Civilization to Age of Empires.
No, well, it's not. But it's an RTS. It's not a turn-based strategy.
Right. I'm saying don't bring the Stone Age stuff in. That's boring.
Sorry.
Don't cut that. Keep that whole gap and an apology.
Okay.
God damn it!
I don't know. I want them to move on to a modern, the future type deal.
StarCraft already exists.
The final Age of Empires should be XCOM, and then aliens invade.
No, turn-based strategy games suck.
No, it's not. It doesn't become XCOM the game. You get laser rifles and magnet guns and armor robots.
Oh, totally. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I mean. Yes, it turns into XCOM, but a real-time game. And then aliens take over the Earth.
Civ 5 already has.
Okay, look. If we're going to talk about Civilization 5, I'm going to put you outside.
Oops. So I heard
Seth, have you played Age of Empires? We haven't heard you in a while.
Yes.
Which ones did you like? Which ones did you play / like?
I just know I've played Age of Empires. That's the one where you build your like castles and stuff like that and then have to defend it, right?
I mean, that's not wrong, I guess. That's true.
It's a real-time strategy game, so you build a whole bunch of units that armies to attack other people's bases and stuff.
Right. It reminded me of like Red Alert 2, the Command and Conquer game, stuff like that.
Yeah.
The same genre. Same genre.
I couldn't even tell you what one I played.
No, I mean if it was castles and stuff, it was definitely one of the first two.
Yes, I'm sure it was definitely castles.
Okay, yeah, because the third one was like colonial imperial times. Like you had red coats. For the British had red coats and
I didn't play
stuff
that
like
one.
that. Boats. The sweet barrage.
No.
Which one has Zeus in it?
Age of Mythology.
I didn't play that one.
Why did you actually answer that?
Why not?
You quit humoring him.
Maybe it was the first empire. Greece is an empire.
They are an empire.
Romans too.
They're an empire of bankruptcy.
R.I.P. Goodbye, money.
Anyway, Microsoft confirmed that they are still talking to Sony about cross-platform play. Aaron Greenberg, head of marketing, confirmed this in an interview. He said, "Absolutely, yeah, we're talking to Sony about crossplay. We do partner with them on Minecraft, and of course we would like to enable them to be part of that. One community to unite gamers. So we're talking to them, and we're hopeful that they'll be supportive of it." That's super fucking vague.
Yeah,
I just feel like it's the guy that's losing being like, "Hey, can you share some of your players with us?"
Yeah.
Every month, Microsoft sends an email that says, "Please, can we do this, right? It's cool now." And every month back, Sony deletes an email from Microsoft that says, "Can we please play together?"
I don't know. I like Microsoft's management right now, but I feel like this comes off as really desperate, and I feel like they're just trying to appeal to players, because I feel like the normal gamer is going to be like, "Well, yeah, that'd be awesome, Sony. Why aren't you doing this with them?"
Like, this ties directly with Steam's beating them now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like, are the players that are playing our online games, they may not be able to find as many players as they used to.
I'm sure they're still.
It's
games like Call of Duty and stuff. Yeah, they're perfectly fine. But probably. But I mean, what about the smaller titles?
How do you think?
There's not a current one that you could say this, but a good example would be, like, say if the Assassin's Creed multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
That would probably be a little hard to find players in.
Probably because those games have been bad on this generation.
Well, that's not dealing with my example.
I feel like that's specifically dealing with your example.
My favorite example of this, not to derail your example, is that it might have been the most recent Call of Duty game. It might have been the one before came out on the Windows 10 store in addition to coming out on Steam. And due to some Microsoft policy or something, the Windows 10 store version could not communicate with the Steam version for multiplayer.
Mm-hmm.
And so people were literally unable to play multiplayer matches on the Windows 10 version because it could not find matches with a decent enough connection.
Wow.
And they were not honoring refunds until enough people complained that Activision said they would do the refunds, and then basically just exchanged them for a Steam key.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So yeah, it
wasn't really a refund. It was just, here, have our game on another platform.
Well, what I think ended up happening is Activision started offering Steam keys, and then Microsoft was like, "No, we'll give you Windows Store credit, but back."
Well, yeah, of course they want to do that.
Yeah,
right.
Like, use this money to buy something else in my store.
Right.
I wonder if anybody got the double dip on that.
Probably.
Especially because you're dealing with two different companies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's all I had written down for news. Anyone see anything that they wanted to bring up that we didn't talk about?
The Yakuza developers are making a Fist of the North Star game.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably not coming to the States.
Yeah, probably not. Where was it announced? Was it at Gamescom?
No, it was some Japanese Yakuza event. Like, it was some Yakuza-specific event, which is where they also announced Yakuza Kiwami 2, a game that leaked out a couple days prior.
Yakuza Kiwami 2, you say?
Yakuza Kiwami 2, a HD remake done in, I believe, the Yakuza 6 or 7, whichever one's the newest. I think it's 6.
I think it's 6.
The newest Yakuza engine, so you can play it on PS4 instead of busting out a PS2. Includes a new playable character and some new stuff with that. Spoilers, it's just Majima again. But hey, you get to play as him now in this game. That's neat.
That's cool.
If I remember correctly, Yakuza 1 and 2 were the two that the series lead was like the most displeased with in terms of how different and weird they were compared to how the series after 3 3 on kind of becomes formulaic, is maybe more negatively connotated than I mean here, but they kind of get into a rhythm of, there's multiple playable characters, and the playable characters each have like different fighting styles and different things you can do. And those first two games did not kind of follow that at all. So in addition to like those first two games being PS2 only, and so unable to play in HD and stuff, now they're coming forward. They'll be on PS4. People are hoping that, hey, maybe they'll just do a Kiwami version of everything, and you can play the entire series on the PS4. Because if you can keep pumping those things out for $30, that's not bad money while you're working on the other one.
And it can't be terribly expensive to actually
totally
do
and
that, because you have all the original assets.
Mm-hmm.
You're just up-resing and maybe recording a few new things here and there.
Right. And making a couple tweaks and changes. Like Yakuza 0 kind of blew up in a way the Yakuza games typically don't here in the States.
Yeah, that game was strangely popular.
So it's entirely possible, too, that with these re-releases, they might do better now than they did originally, which is kind of an interesting thing to think about.
Yeah, that is... Anything else?
That's it for me.
Paul, anything you thought of?
I don't care about it.
Seth?
Nope.
All right. So last month, we talked about some of our anticipated games. And let me read off what those were. Let's see. Mike, you said that the first Yakuza Kiwami, speaking of which, was your most anticipated game for this month. Did you play it?
No, because it's not out yet. It comes out the 29th, which is a couple days after we record this. And a couple days before this podcast comes out. So hopefully by then I will have played it. But as of right now, I am waiting for my digital unlock to happen so I can get in there and experience the Yakuza story in glorious 1080p's.
All the peas.
Nice.
All the peas.
Paul, your game that you were anticipating is also not out yet. And you also said it's your most anticipated game in 2017.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Mario Rabbids.
Having seen the intro cutscene, do you still stand by that statement?
Well, I never made that statement, so yes.
That's what you said. But, are you still excited?
Yeah, I'm jazzed. I'm excited. I think it's going to be good.
Okay.
The
Seth, your game is also not out yet for full release. Ark Survival Evolved.
The 29th is when it's coming out for full
29th.
release.
All right. I said Lawbreakers.
All right. Finally.
Finally. A game that
came out.
That you didn't mention in your games I've played segment. How about that?
So yeah, me and you played the beta.
You being me, and me being Mike.
You were the one talking.
You don't know that. Maybe you got cut out.
That worked. Anyway.
It is hard to tell through all the roboting.
Anyway, Mike and I.
Please, Mike and Ike's.
played some Lawbreakers beta, and it was okay.
That game needs to get beta before I play it again.
And not worth buying. If I'm gonna play a game like that, I'd rather just boot up Overwatch. That being said, I don't think it was a bad game. I definitely don't.
Interesting ideas. Gameplay was decent enough, but
it didn't have as much polish as Overwatch does. That's for sure. But I did like how fast it was at times. I thought that was cool, and the anti-grav stuff is a cool idea. I wish there was more of it on the maps.
Yeah, I wish it was a bigger focus.
Yeah, it seemed very okay, we're in the anti-grav area,
right.
With all the previews and stuff that they were showing, it looked like it was gonna be a much bigger deal in the game, but no.
I didn't realize until the middle of August that the game was called Lawbreakers, in addition to the fact that one team is called Law and one team is called Breakers.
I thought it was Lawbreakers because you're breaking gravity.
Yes, I just realized in the middle of the month that's why. It's because you are breaking the law of gravity. And I was like, oh, okay, that's more clever than I thought it was. There's double
meaning there. Yeah. But the two teams are Law versus Breakers. So, but yeah. I don't want to steer people away from trying it.
No, the game could use as many people as it can.
If you're interested in playing it, go buy it. Whatever.
Yeah, Steam's got refunds. You can return it.
Can you buy that on Steam?
Isn't it only on Steam? Oh, it's also on PS4, I guess. But
yeah. But anyway, give it a shot if you're interested. It was. I had a decent time. Even I had fun playing those few matches.
The guy from Rick and Morty's in it.
He is.
He voices a ball.
He's a ball that you have to capture and take to your base.
So you get to listen to him scream at you for the entire time you do the objective.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. That was kind of funny. But anyway. Okay, so let's go on to everyone's anticipated games for next month or short time after. So Seth, what is your most anticipated game?
I mean, I'm probably going to try Destiny 2 when it comes out.
On console or PC? This brings me to something we forgot to do.
It depends on what y'all are going to do, honestly.
Okay, since Destiny 2 was brought up.
I was going to wait until our anticipated games because I figured we were going to transition into this.
Okay, let's just get into it. You guys need to talk me off the cliff of buying Destiny 2 on console and PC.
Don't.
Why?
Your shit doesn't transfer. So who cares?
Okay.
So who cares? Like,
yeah, who cares? I'll buy it twice.
Well, no, you go through all the content once, and then we play it again at the end of October, and you'll go through all the content again, but this time it'll be a little less fresh, so you won't be as excited or interested in it. And you avoid the problem of, I don't get to solve stuff with the community, except then you get to be that guy who, if anyone does manage to make it to PC release without having spoiled themselves on anything, you get to be the guy that goes, nah, check this shit out. I found this cave and there's a gun in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but would you rather
I feel like, are you trying to sell him on it, or are you trying to talk him out of it?
Honestly, if Jimmy buys that game on both platforms, it's fine by me. He can raid twice a week or 6 times a week. But
no, at that point it would be
actually, it'd be
12 times because I could do the normal and the hard on each.
No, because then it'd be because it would be add another 6.
Yeah, but let's be real. Once the PC version comes out, he'd never log on the console.
Right, that's the real reason.
True.
You would never touch it again, and everyone would be like, "Oh, Jimmy, I loved playing PS4 Destiny with him. We had such a good time in the first 2 months."
Okay, now you've lost me.
That's all your stream fans watching you.
Okay, because it seems like I'm always trying to beg you guys to play Destiny with me when there's an expansion. And you're the only one who lasts more than a week.
Hell yeah, because I'm the only one who can get through it takes me more than a week to beat all the content because I'm slow.
And even you don't last the full time.
The only time that was an issue was Rise of Iron, I'd say. I lasted pretty long with Taken King.
You lasted a decent time with Taken King. That's very true.
Rise of Iron, I fell off real hard.
About how long Mike lasts.
What?
No.
It's a sex joke.
It's a sex joke.
I didn't hear.
I lay back and think of the Queen.
Oh boy. Okay.
The Queen of Destiny, that is.
The Destiny Queen, who may or may not still be alive.
No, she's dead as fuck.
But no, as far as my game goes, I mean, I want to see what Destiny's like, so it's something I want to get into, and it comes out next month. But getting it on console completely depends on what y'all do, because I'm not going to go play it alone.
Yeah, that's fair. Paul, do you have anything to say to me? Are you gonna help me?
I'm sorry again.
Are you gonna help me?
Sorry, it's terminal.
I mean, I'm begging for someone to
talk you out of it.
Talk me inside of the room, out of the window.
Spend the $60 on console Destiny 2 on fucking keys and crates for PUBG, and sell that shit. And sell that shit. Sell that shit in 3 months and make 400% return on investment. Get that mini skirt, sell it for $180, or dress up in it and get $180 worth of headshots.
We will have more fun as a group if we're all starting at the exact same time, no matter what the community's done.
Well, here's an issue. Here's an issue with Destiny. Here's an issue with Destiny 2.
3 players.
Toast.
The team size is 3.
You're all welcome in my clan, baby. We can just go all PvP together.
Why is the team size 4 in PvP? But it's
because that's what it was in Halo.
Well, in Destiny 1, it was 6.
Right. Destiny 1 made sense. Destiny 2 was like, this is what it was in Halo. Let's go back to that. No, that's not a problem. Paul's never on.
How?
Paul, do you know what it feels like to get replaced?
Paul's never replaced. I'm always in eternal sadness when he doesn't log on to play with us.
Paul's a ray of sunshine coming over the hill.
Yep, that's me.
See, listen to him. So sunny and
Can
happy.
I be the next Jen?
No.
I thought I was the first Jen.
Hardly.
Now you know you're the last.
No. God. Oh, God.
Okay. Maybe, it's a lot of work to get on Amazon and cancel that thing.
No, just do it.
No, you know what you should do?
All right.
Don't cancel that. Don't cancel that order, and just leave it in the shrink route. Add it to such great classics as Final Fantasy 13 and Final Fantasy 6.
You say a lot of things that make sense.
Yeah, because that way, if you do that, I can steal it from you, and then I'll have it on console.
You're gonna come down to Texas to steal?
No, I'm gonna have it shipped from Texas to space, where I live.
Live in space.
Because in space, I can only anticipate Destiny 2 as my most anticipated game of the year month.
It is. I'll cancel it. Maybe I will buy some crates.
Hell yeah. ROI, baby. It's going to go up.
It's gotta be tonight, I think.
It's got to be soon.
Yeah. But yeah, your game is Durstner 2 as well?
It is Durstner 2 as well.
Paul?
Yes, sir.
What's your most anticipated game of the next month or so?
Well, Destiny 2 is probably the real answer. But my heart tells me I should pick The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel 3.
Oh my god.
Are you familiar with that series?
Yes.
Why'd you say it like that?
Because I know what that series is.
I've played... I don't... Well, I mean, you do, but I don't understand why the hate. I feel like you'd like those games.
Huh?
Haters got obliterated.
What do you think it is?
It's a tactics game, isn't it?
No, it's not a tactics game at all.
It's a Harvest Moon game, isn't it?
I don't think so.
Nope. Yeah, The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel.
Then what game is it? I thought it was a tactics game.
Yeah, it's a farming sim. Don't tell me you don't make fucking steel farming tools.
Listen, they made Rune Factory.
No, it's Legend of Heroes is a series. It's a big series in Japan. It's been picking up steam in America. And
nice.
Yeah. But it is a series where they've got two major trilogies that are out in the US right now, which is Legend of Heroes,
Trials in the Sky?
Sky, yeah, the Sky.
Oh,
one.
I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah. Trails in the and then Trails of Cold Steel is it's in the same universe as the other one. I think all the Legend of Heroes games are in the same universe, but they're set at different times and in different countries within the world. They're very political JRPGs.
Valkyria Chronicles.
Sorta, but that's a tactics game.
That's
a tactics game.
Boo.
Right, it's not a tactics game. It's basically like an active time battle, turn-based JRPG.
Is it better than Final Fantasy VI?
That's a trick question because there is no game better than Final Fantasy VI.
Right, I haven't gotten very far, but I like Trails of Cold. I liked Trails in the Sky, and I started Trails of Cold Steel 1, and I really enjoyed it. But I played it on Vita, and I don't know what happened. I think
didn't you buy the special edition of one of those games?
Yeah, it was for the Vita.
Yeah,
the whole time that I had that game, you thought it was a tactics game?
I think so. I can't remember.
It's kind of got a Grandia style battle.
I mean, I assumed it was a very.
It should be.
What's that game?
Let me describe it
with all the people and you make babies.
Sex.
That you like so much.
The
Fate. Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem.
I thought it was a Fire Emblem type game.
No. There is like a romancing aspect to it, but it's not really
the game with all the people where you make babies.
Yeah,
I love that we got there.
That's all Paul talked about when he was playing that game.
I don't doubt it.
That's all he was. He's all about. The only thing he would talk about is having all of his characters fuck and have babies, and then having them fuck people in the game.
It's a major
that's it.
mechanic.
That's all he would talk about. That's all he would talk about.
They should put that shit in XCOM.
So I assumed besides the top
like playing
top down tactics combat, that was the only other part of that game. Was just who do you want to fuck here? Okay. They have a baby, comes from the future. Who do you want them to fuck? Oh, okay.
No, but probably Destiny, because I've only gotten halfway to Trails of Steel 1. So Trails of the Cold Steel 3 probably shouldn't be my most big game.
Oh, this is the third one.
Yeah.
Are they related, or is it like Final Fantasy where it's not?
No, Legend of Heroes is like Final Fantasy, but Trails of Cold Steel 1, 2, and 3 are all sequential games. Same thing with Trails in the Sky 1, 2, and 3. Trails in the Sky actually ends. The first game got released like a long time ago, and it ends on a cliffhanger. And they didn't release Trails in the Sky 2 until 2015. Which was like 7 years later.
Nice.
Yeah, the community was like fucking. It's fucked. It's got a cool story. It's a good game. You should seriously not shit on it quite as hard as you, because you have no idea.
I mean, you're playing it.
What the fuck it is.
I just have to.
Anyway, yeah, I'll probably play Destiny 2 or Overwatch more than anything.
I mean, let's get real. It's gonna be Overwatch.
I'm gonna play Overwatch more than you guys are gonna play Destiny 2. Your little clique of 3, and I'm gonna be like, you know what? I'm playing Overwatch.
Please play Destiny.
I'm playing XCOM 2.
Boo.
What? I don't have a platform to play my most anticipated game on until 2 months from now.
That's true.
I'm looking forward to YouTube streams.
We're less than 2 months away.
Only technically true. I might go back in time. You don't know that.
All right.
I could fall victim to mad science.
Emails? None.
In place
Email us at mhmpodcast.
Don't do
at gmail.com.
Do it.
mhmpodcast at gmail.com.
mhmpodcast at gmail.com.
Okay. But in place of that, we're going to play a little game here. So, what we're going to do is Paul and I are going to come up with 2 games. We're each going to think of them independently. And then Seth and Mike, and maybe we can chime in too. Maybe. But Seth and Mike are going to try to figure out a way to tie those games together to make it seem like they're very much related.
Just like Horizon Zero Dawn
and Nier
Automata.
It's just like Horizon Zero Dawn
are basically the same game.
Listeners should understand they're doing this to just make fun of me. That's how this game came to be.
That doesn't sound
Jimmy,
right.
I've got okay. I got a final minute tweak on this. Tell me what you think.
Okay.
It's a team game.
Okay.
And after Seth and I go, where we try to link the 2 games, Seth and I come up with a game, and then you and Paul have to link the 2 games.
Okay.
I like this list.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, Paul, I have a game. Do you have a game, Paul?
I did. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'm going pretty broad because I feel like we probably should.
Okay.
I don't know how weird you're getting, but
I don't think I'm not getting weird. I didn't want to think of a game that I didn't want to think of a game like fucking Joe and Mike from SNES where just nobody would know what that is except for
That's that game with there used to be Japanese comedians, right?
No, they're cavemen.
Yeah, see, I don't know what that is.
Fuck that. Wait,
just make sure that everyone knows what it is. That's the biggest.
Right. It's the game I have is very popular.
Okay.
So, okay, you name yours first.
Yeah,
and I'll go.
Joe and Mac. Okay, I was right.
Joe and Mac, yeah.
Yeah. I thought you said Joe and Mike. I was confused.
I did. I accidentally said Mike.
Okay.
Because you.
Because of
All
me.
right.
Yes.
My game is. You ready?
I'm ready.
My game is Uncharted 2 Among Thieves.
Okay.
My game is Secret of Mana.
Good luck!
Okay. So how are Uncharted 2 Among Thieves and Secret of Mana connected?
How are they basically the same?
How are they connected and how are they basically the same game?
I mean, there's ruins in both games.
Oh.
Okay.
That's pretty identical.
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah.
Seth,
Yes, sir.
have you played either of these games?
I have not.
Oh.
I figured.
Hey, Jimmy, hit me with that question.
Mike, have you played either of these games?
Fuck no.
Oh,
You need to try
boy.
again? Is this not going to work?
You kill enemies in both games.
God.
That adds up.
Maybe
both of the main characters are men.
Yes.
And would they have a large party?
No.
Of travelers.
No.
Do you know what Uncharted is?
It's the mapping game, right? It's
dear.
Secret of Mana only has 3 characters.
Well, shit. Okay, they both only have 3 characters in it.
That's not true.
Who else is there? Sully and Scully
There's Sully, Nate, Elena,
Cameraman.
Yeah, if you're talking about this, let's see. In the second one, there's another girl.
Yeah, there is
Chloe.
She's starring in her own game, which we didn't talk about at all.
There's platforming in both.
Who cares?
There's platforming in both.
There's no platforming in Secret of Mana.
The numbers go down when you shoot people and when you take damage.
Okay.
Seth, you gotta help me out here, man.
Never played any of them either.
They were both re-released on the PlayStation 4.
Ooh, got it.
Not yet.
Oh, get this fucking bullshit out of here.
Secret of Mana is getting a fucking god awful 3D remake on.
That game looks good now. I'm gonna play it.
No, it does not.
Both games are co-op.
Were they both pretty well received?
Uncharted's not co-op.
It is if you share the controller.
Secret of Mana was well received, yes.
Both are sequels.
Secret of Mana was a 3-player game on the SNES.
Yes, that's fucked up.
There was an adapter that you could buy.
Secret of Mana is a sequel, right? To Terradigma, or is Terradigma the sequel to Secret of Mana?
I mean, it was released in Japan as Seiken Densu 2.
There you go. Both
right. The Mana series, the second Daisetsu, whatever. It's like Final Fantasy. They're not related.
I'm gonna give it to him. I'm not the king of this podcast, but I think that counts.
Okay. Okay.
That's better than I expected.
Yeah. Okay. Now you guys go to the games for us. Well, hopefully.
Do it honestly. Like, think of a game.
So hopefully next time.
Okay, real quick.
Games that you guys have actually played.
Before I pick a game, are either of you visual novel guys?
I've played a couple, but not obscure. Like, I've only played like a couple very, very popular.
Okay, Hearts of 999, and
I have my game.
Okay, I've got my game.
Oh, geez.
Oh boy.
I feel like he's gonna pick one now.
Okay, mine's Rock and Roll Racing.
Mine's 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors.
Oh God.
Good luck.
Have fun.
Both games you race to the finish. They're speedrunning.
Not really speedrunning in 999.
There's speedrunning in fucking visual novels. Again, haven't played either of these games.
I don't know what Rock and Roll Racing.
I'm reaching. I don't either. What the fuck is Rock and Roll Racing?
It's a Blizzard game where you drive cars.
Blizzard racing game.
Mm-hmm.
Both were released on Nintendo platform.
Yes. Basically the same thing.
Basically the same thing.
Yeah, all Nintendo games are the same.
Essentially.
Both
of them have horrific deaths in them.
Yes.
Both of them are old.
I
what's
guess.
Old, I guess. Hey.
Oh, that realization that 999 is like over 10 years old.
Oof.
Both have people in them.
Does Rock and Roll Racing have people? Isn't it all cars?
Yes. No, there's each you get to pick racers, and one of them is a people.
There's cars in each of them.
I don't think there's a car in 999.
I don't think there's a car in 999.
There's a boat.
That was
there's hovercrafts.
Is there Okay, there's boats.
There you go. Although that boat, I think, is fake, if I remember right.
I never said they were real.
That's fair.
So Nintendo boats done. Same game.
And people.
Same game.
Nintendo people old Nintendo people vehicles done. Game same.
Old Nintendo people vehicles now makes me want a Twisted Metal sequel where Shigeru Miyamoto drives Sweet Tooth's van.
Don't joke.
Mike, did you play Zero Time Dilemma?
I did. I played the whole series.
Did you? Do you enjoy that series?
I liked it a lot.
I kept playing it.
I hate it so much. I thought the
All right, do we want to try one more?
Sure. Are we going to switch up the teams?
Oh, let's say same teams. We'll do same teams. We'll just go through. Okay, so Paul, do you have a game?
Hold on.
I'm not
going to be a dick like some people.
I'm gonna try and think of a game that Seth has actually played.
I don't know what it is. I feel like he wasn't on the Zero episode, so I don't know what his history is.
I got one.
Hold on. Okay, I got one.
Okay, you go first.
Halo.
Hearthstone.
Both are games in which you compete against somebody.
Okay.
Okay.
Both are games in which the objective is to kill the other person.
Okay.
Ooh, they both have robot AIs in them.
Oh, what, the Hearthstone?
Damn it! I fucked up. All right, you guys go.
What? Yeah, they both do.
Fuck, I had a good one, and then
Hearthstone has a robot AI?
I mean, the AI, you can play against the AI.
I
don't know if that's what he's thinking of it. I meant Cortana.
Oh, both games have grunts in them.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That's pretty good. Hey, that's pretty good.
That's a good one.
That's not bad.
Pretty good one. Both of them have
both have warthogs.
Fan
Both
fiction
of them have
communities.
Oh boy.
Both have guns.
Mm-hmm.
Neither
Both of
one
them are the casualization of an existing franchise or series that people refuse to acknowledge as a casualization and becomes much more popular as a result.
Oh,
Same
dear
game.
Lord. Same.
Same game. Same.
Okay, you guys gotta do one for us now.
All right, damn it! You stole Halo from me, so I got to think of a new game.
Were you gonna say Halo?
Yeah. Okay. I have a game.
Seth, do you have a game?
Yeah.
All right, Seth, you go first.
Star Ocean.
You're a piece of
first one.
shit.
What game?
Star Ocean.
Star Ocean? Okay.
I thought you said our ocean. I was like,
I did too. I was like, what fucking game is that?
The Ocean subreddit.
Okay, Star Ocean and Mike.
Metal Gear Solid 2.
Oh, fucked up. The stories don't make any sense.
Fucked up stories.
Yeah.
People trying to save the world.
Yeah.
Effeminate lead male characters.
What?
How does
Solid Snake?
You said Metal Gear Solid 2, right?
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2.
Okay.
So Raiden is the lead.
Oh, so
Raiden's the
Raiden?
fucking lead. Don't be a dick.
That's a good one.
Okay, I didn't hear the 2 part. Okay, thought we were talking about the series in general.
Throw down.
The same game.
No, actually, I stand by it. Solid Snake also.
It's also.
I'd give him a smooch.
Oh, smooch that snake.
Mwah.
Oh my goodness. What else?
Both have fan communities that like them way more than
they should.
Then they should. Yeah.
They're both incredibly overrated.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Star Ocean series is rated that highly.
Oh no!
Among its fans, it is.
But that's kind of saying the same thing I said before.
Yeah.
They have avid.
Well, I mean, I think it's fair to say that Metal Gear Solid's overrated objectively.
Oh no, totally. I don't think Star Ocean rates highly enough for it to be overrated.
No.
Yeah,
right,
not in the same way. It's very much different. Let's see. Let's try to think of one more thing.
Is the music in both? Are they both?
I think in Star Ocean it's very hit or miss.
Is it?
And the 2 I've played, the music was okay, but not like. I can't.
Not known for the soundtrack.
I can't think of any. Like I can't recall a song. Like.
Do they both have random encounter battles?
Depends on what you consider random encounters in Metal Gear Solid. I don't know.
Do you ever hide in a box?
I don't think so.
I'm really fucking this.
All right.
I thought this segment was going to be a lot better than it was.
Yeah, I did too. We might have to cut this whole thing.
No, it's all going in.
I like it.
It's at the end. Fuck it. Like, who cares? If you made it this far. Oh, I do want to mention Knack fucking 2, baby. Game of the year.
Game of the generation.
Of all generations.
I was like, why stop at generation?
All right, air horns here, and then you just cut. That's just the end. Yeah, it's just brr, 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 and then the podcast is just over, and you come back in with the next theme song.
All right, don't forget to email us at mmmPodcast@gmail.com.
Otherwise, we have to play that game again, and you're not listening anyways.
Oh, no.
So,
we have to play that game again.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna play that game every time you don't email us.
We're
gonna get more obscure, and we're gonna always name games neither team has ever played.
I can't wait until Jimmy has to name the Japanese version of Joe and Mac.
I've looked it up before.
Yeah.
I don't remember though. So email us at mmmPodcast@gmail.com. Check out a couple of our Twitters. Mike is at link43130. I'm at Kanaku_Highwind. That's Kanaku. We are on Mixer, mixer.com/Kanaku, mixer.com/link43130. Check out our YouTube channel for old podcasts and stream highlights and stream archives for ones I deem worthy to make it there. You just type in video games into YouTube and it is the first one to come up. So we will see you next time, 1 month from now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for coming, future Seth.
Thanks for coming. Oh no.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.